There's a man middle-aged and mean, chasing a dream that's never been. Filed another case, he's losing ground. Can't stop wheels from spinning round. He's got minions on his side, no prayer. Still fighting on, it's just a nightmare. Pull him up, you're making it worse. Endless motions, pocket full of curse. YouTube hits, but your soul's in chains. Protracting pain, multiplying shame. Pull him up, can't you see? You're drowning in your own hypocrisy. Every case is a money grab. Put it on the tube, that's the only tab. Litigation game, no need to win. Just drag it out and reel him in. Twist the law, break the rules. He's playing games, but he's just a fool. Pull him up, you're making it worse. Endless motions, pocket full of curse. YouTube hits, but your soul's in chains. Protracting pain, multiplying shame. Pull him up, can't you see? You're drowning in your own hypocrisy. Every motion's just for show. Filing papers, moving slow. Courtrooms a circus, all a game. But in the end, who is to blame? Sick of the noise, sick of the lies. The case is dead, he'll never realize. Pull him up, you're making it worse. Endless motions, pocket full of curse. YouTube hits, but your soul's in chains. Protracting pain, multiplying shame. Pull him up, can't you see? You're drowning in your own hypocrisy. On the case another day. Will the judge care the sky's gone gray? Pull him up, it's all a trap. You're digging your hole, fall in that gap. Pull him up, the time's all spent. Lost in the game, no way to repent. Mommy didn't love you enough, germ. Too bad, not sad. Pull him up. Pull him up.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. What is happening? Hey. Let's see who's here. I see Shut Up John Caps is here. What is up? Gabe's hanging out in the background. Hey, Ray Bone Crusher. Babs, Phyllis Lehman, Ernie Boyd, Donna Hawkins, Martha Dodge, Timothy Looper. I thought he just came out. Hello. Bonnie, Lucinda, Connie Carlo, Linda, Lori J, Connie Shay, John Cook, what's up? Pandera and Murky, hello. Hi, Robert. Flood. What is happening? Oh, sorry, I just saw that. Okay. Give to your 9 chins. 9 chins is here.
9 chins.
WBA Granny, Starbucks Junkie, Doreen, Trinity, what's going on? Hello. Hi, Ham Radio Elmer, Mike Nelson, Yvonne, Black Widow. Hello, everyone. Jennifer W.
That's a new one.
What?
Black Widow. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, Black Widow's been here.
She's been in there?
Cow Crazy. Hello, Kim Saney. Noel, Bearded Fisherman. Betty D.
Well, hello, Black
Lori.
I haven't heard you call that name though.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'm not in here.
Christine Lucas. Hello. Bonnie. Well, thank you. All right. Wow, it just jumped.
Oh,
That's
you got
it.
it on live chat.
Yeah, it's on live chat. I did it this time.
Oh, you did it.
I did. I think Robbie's coming. I'm not sure. Who else? And Kendra, she never likes to answer me, but I know she gets the link. So, hey, Vonda. That's the old dude. I think she likes to surprise us, you know? Tree of Life. What's going on? Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, she sent us a meme that was actually pretty funny. It said,
It was pretty funny.
there's only 3 people in this world that are right. Women, the firstborn daughter, the firstborn granddaughter. And if you happen to find yourself all 3 of them, brace yourself.
Gave some trouble. Cindy Clark, hello. Hi, Marla. Gabe, what's up? Woodworking DUI. I always say DUI. It's do it yourself. Hello,
What is
Georgia.
it? Dude, there's somebody in there called DUI?
No, whenever I see it, I always think DUI. I don't know. It's just
I
a
thought you said
thing.
somebody actually had DUI.
No, it's
in
woodworking
there.
DIY. Do it yourself. Let's see. Let's get Robbie on the phone. How about that? Let's make sure he's coming. Because I didn't actually talk to him today, which is weird. Let's just say. Oh, he's doing that to me? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on.
You're going to call him like
I'm
10
gonna blow
times
him
like
up.
he does you?
Yeah, what? I'm going to blow him up. He does it to me all the time. All the time. Let's see. It's ringing, guys. It's ringing. Are you coming on or what? Okay. I didn't hear from you today. Oh, okay. Are you awake? Did I wake you? Oh, all right. All right, I'm already live. I figured I was going to blow you up. Huh? Yeah, I will talk about it. Bye. All right, so Robbie is coming on.
Did you hear about the guy?
Bye.
The guy that that got arrested in Walmart?
We're doing what?
Said he was going. They got a call about a bomb threat.
Oh my gosh.
And
Really?
this guy walked into the men's bathroom and said, "Y'all not gonna like this. We're about to blow some shit up."
And they actually
Somebody called the cops and said there was a bomb threat. He was just warning the people in the bathroom it was going to get bad.
Oh my goodness. So how is everybody doing today? I wish I could hear all you guys like answer, you know? I was up. I actually tried to correct my sleep pattern. And I fell asleep early last night, but I woke up at 2. And Stacy was live with Flood and Diana.
Yeah.
And I ended up being on their live till
6 in the morning.
It was after 6.
It was 6 in the morning. I woke up this morning. And
You're
she's
still live? We thought it was my channel. I'm like, no. It's like, oh my god. But yeah, so we were up pretty early.
Yeah, those women had my wife out late last night.
Those women had my wife out late. You're funny. Blame Flutter. I woke up at 6 and saw you. Yeah, it was weird to be up that early and live. To be live. Hi, Amy. It's a day that Jerem tried his hardest to stop. Guapo got his auctioneer's license. Yes, Guapo got his auctioneer's license, guys. So if you didn't know that, go over and support Guapo. And he just put a video out today. Blame Lisa. Yeah. Hey, it wasn't my fault this time. So yeah, congratulations out there to Guapo. Now what you gonna do, Jerm? Now what you gonna say? Man, Jerm's just off the chain.
Lord, she fell asleep. Jennifer's blaming you.
Jennifer's blaming me for what?
For being up late last night.
Well, how is it my fault? I didn't even get there until 2 o'clock in the morning. What were you doing up at 2 o'clock in the morning, Jennifer? It wasn't my fault. Stacy had been on for like 5 or 6 hours before. I think 5 hours before I got there. So she had. What was it, Flutter? What was the total hours?
They're getting to know you pretty well.
What do you mean? My sleep patterns or something?
No,
Because I'm honest.
no, it's your fault that you were up late last night.
Yeah, it's my fault that I was up late.
Yeah,
that I was up.
They're getting to know you pretty well.
Yeah, that I was up late. I'll see my comments. Sylvie. Guys, it's really hard to go backwards. I'm sorry. In the last 24 hours, Jeremy and Martha showed us they are stalkers. Stock lawyer Sart and his wife. I mean Stark. Okay. Bruce Matkin and his wife. Yes. Legally Leslie and Mike Volpe, all using either kids or mocking their health. Yeah. I mean, he's gone after their health. He's gone after Stark's health and his wife. You are correct.
What's that got to do with the property across the street from him?
Yeah. Like,
what does any of that have to do with it? What does their health have to do with it?
Well, what it is because you don't know who Stark is. Stark is Michelle's lawyer for the Levy County case. And for the thumbnails case, 2 cases. The thumbnails case and Trespass 5. And Robbie's here. Hold on. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, you all right? I love that.
Yeah, I'm just exhausted. How's everybody? Hello, everybody. Hello.
I love that. That almost looks like Crayola. I got a lot of images of Crayola like that.
Lisa, you do know almost lemurs look very identical.
It
looks just like more.
The fact that, yeah, but you're forgetting it. Crayola has rainbow hair. Thank you.
Yeah, but
I know you haven't seen him in a while, Robbie. But Crayola's all rainbow. You know, he's all about the rainbow.
Not natural.
Remember? Well, okay. We didn't say Crayola was, 100% there. But Crayola and Crayon, they're all kinds of colorful,
Trust me, I know. I'm the original Crayola.
Crayola kids. It does. It looks like Mort. and Mort's the one who would be posing like that.
Hello, everybody.
I was so glad that Crayola retired.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Crayola did not retire. Sorry to disappoint you there, Kyle. Dude Sells his birthday? Is it his birthday?
Dude Sells?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Guapo.
Happy birthday. Guapo, congratulations on getting your auctioneer's license.
Hello, sir. Oh, you got it, Guapo? Congratulations,
yeah, you got
buddy.
It. Lisa, Desert Dragon Works is here. Lisa, I want you to watch the chat.
What?
I want you to watch the chat.
What about the chat?
Is it okay that my gecko, Gabe is concerned that Juju's not eating so much? She still has her shed on her tail. And she's like, okay. I called her out. She's like, okay.
Right.
But Gabe's seriously concerned.
Yeah.
Her tail looks a little thinner, but not.
And so does Lisa.
He's just. Okay, first of all, I'm not. I sit with her.
Hello, Linda.
Before I go to sleep, I go in there and I sit with her before I go to bed. I try to get her to eat.
I can see the chat.
She never eats.
She has eaten.
She started the truck.
But he gets all freaked out because all our animals eat every day. But she's taking forever to eat. What are you saying, Robbie? What happened? Can you hear me?
Oh my God.
He lost me. Oopsie.
And what's he do? Park over. He's
Anyway, so
killing me.
Gabe's was like, "Did she eat yet? Did she eat yet?" I'm like, I talked to Lisa. She's fine. There you are. I hear you. Hello.
Okay, there.
I heard it click.
Ed Warrior.
I like
Kimberly
animals.
Jess.
I love animals, right? You know me. I love nature,
Yeah.
right? The only thing that's pissing me off about
If she is pooping, she's okay. But just make sure
Yeah.
she has food available all the time, which she does. They don't eat all the time, and they eat at night.
Beverly, Bonnie,
how am I gonna know if she's pooping?
Robert.
She's pooping.
You don't see poop in the
Have you
cage?
seen her?
Jennifer
Yeah,
W.
You see her
Pooping.
poop?
Yeah, haven't you removed any of it?
No.
Okay, I have.
Strat Lover.
What?
Say,
You know what makes me what?
Community,
I
John
don't know how to
Cook.
feel about it.
You don't
It's
know
the
what?
feral cats.
Shut up, John
The
Cap.
cats that are feral, the roam the
Woodworking.
neighborhoods,
Yeah.
because they go after my birds. They eat the birds, the finches and stuff. So, yeah,
Right?
yeah, I don't like that.
I got
We
my
have a lot of birds around
Australian
here.
hat the first time I went to Australia. I used to wear a baseball cap all the time, and oh God, a bunch
you
of
want me
my
to go
friends
on
in
the books?
Australia
I
stole
don't
my
know.
baseball cap and gave me an Australian hat. It was Neville Burns and Jason.
Now, guys, I just want to know, does anybody find the title of the thumbnail clickbait?
What thumbnail?
Did you read it? The thumbnail for tonight. It says, "Fascinating wrecked bombshells." I think that's a really good clickbait title, don't you think? Fascinating wrecked bombshells.
I don't get it.
You're probably not getting it, but anybody who knows that all the thumbnails and the clickbait bullshit that you'll find on Megan and Tug, it's always, well, on Tug it's fascinating, everything's fascinating, and then it's all wrecked or bombshells, these big ass bombshells. Yeah. Clickbait, it's all clickbait, and because nothing is a bombshell over there, nothing is freaking fascinating, and who's wrecked? Lawyers wrecked. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Wrecked. It's like this big freaking thing, like, oh my God, what happened to a lawyer? What'd the lawyer do? Lawler, Meanwhile, that's just a bunch of lawyers wrecking people. And they kind
I'm
of got
proud
it
to
all
say
wrong.
I've never ever watched their channel once.
Well, good for you, because it's not
I
fun.
saw people send me little clips, and it's like, oh my God, how can anyone watch this? It's so annoying.
Exactly. That's when I get the clips, and then sometimes I've been stuck having to watch a few. So, but Germ seems to be on a roll these days because yesterday he won.
Sandra, hello.
He won.
He won?
He won.
What'd he win?
He won. I don't know,
A chocolate
but he
chip.
won.
You win a chocolate chip cookie?
Yeah, he won. He won something in his hearing yesterday.
Mom got
So-
tipsy.
So basically, what happened was Stark, Michelle's lawyer for those two cases, is in the hospital. Right, he's got a lot of health problems, and he's telling the court this, but they don't believe him or whatever, because I guess they figure, and this is where Jeremy's stalking people. Okay, they're stalking his wife. They're stalking any type of adventures they go out on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they took a ride somewhere or went somewhere, it's an issue.
Hey, Flut
Because he's only
Hey,
supposed
Mike.
to show up in court on this day. Other than that, he's supposed to, I guess, stay at home, lay in bed, and do nothing. What?
Did you hear about the pit bull that out in California, Modessa?
Modesta?
Is that a place in California?
Yeah. Is it
Mother
Modesta?
birds, Modesta.
Well,
Big
two
C.
little girls were walking their dog. Well, it happened to be a pit bull, and a damn mountain lion came up and tried to snatch one of the girls, and the pit bull
Really?
ended up fighting it. But the pit bull got messed up a little bit, but they saved the little girl, saved the two daughters.
Really? Wow, did you hear that?
Big C, yeah. Pit bulls will go head on with them.
He said he went after a mountain lion.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Thank
Like-
God that he was there though and
Yeah.
saved the girls. You know, crazy. Hey, McGilla Gorilla. How much is that gorilla in the window?
McGilla,
Hey, Mike McDermott.
Gorilla. Mike.
So what was I
what's that,
saying
man?
before that? Because I forgot.
Sorry,
now.
I always interrupt you, don't I?
Mhm.
Does that annoy people? Do that?
When I'm in the middle of talking about something, and he just
Because
comes
she
in
gets
and
annoyed by it.
Rhonda.
but I'm used to it, but
Lord
still at
James.
the same time when I'm live, it's like.
Carol Crazy.
But anyway, we sound like we're drunk or something here tonight. Let me get on a roll. Lisa, love yours. Ken just Crystal. Oh, thank you.
Hello,
That's a
nice.
flyaway video. Thank you. Hey, Kevin Jays. I had
Kevin Jays.
ever won a tug of war with 2 rope.
That's all we've ever had is pit bulls.
Yeah. No.
Oh, you had one side husky,
Yeah. When I met you, I
Carol
had 6.
Crazy.
Yeah.
but we've always had pit bulls.
Yeah. Together we've had the pitties.
Best
But
dogs I've ever owned.
I had a Shepherd Lab mix.
I've had a couple dogs in my when younger, but most of my years I've just had pit bulls. They're just easy, really easy to train.
Yeah.
They're smart,
Loyal. Yeah. But I've had a Shepherd Lab mix named
and they're
Midnight.
not aggressive at all. That
I
if you
love
get them
games.
and raise them as a pup like a normal dog,
Yeah.
and treat them like a normal dog, they're fantastic animals.
I miss mine. Most share Midnight.
Huh?
Midnight. If anybody ever wonders why I spelt when I type the word midnight at MIDNITE, that's because it's not an actual typo. It's on purpose.
Remember when your mom would come visit
Yeah.
and she had that wound on her leg?
Yes.
Remember when
Yeah.
what would Jack do when she comes
He would
to
lay by her
lay
legs.
right by the leg
Yeah.
that was wounded?
Yeah. Yeah. Jack was awesome. But I had Midnight, then I had he was
Hot
the Shepherd.
Lips.
And then I had Binks, which is a white Chihuahua. I used to call him Binks Rooney. And then I had Sabian, and he was a husky. Beautiful husky. So cool. And then we had Jackson.
Yeah.
And now Jules.
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember. I don't even know if I told you
Darby.
this.
Mindy.
I was working. I had
Jared.
Jack in the truck because Jack used to go to work with me every day,
Uh-huh.
and I was working in a bad area.
Georgia.
Well, I stopped in the store by the bad
Stacy.
area, and I usually leave because he worked with me, so I would always leave the truck running.
Yeah.
With him in the truck, he'd just lay down, leave the air conditioner running. If I was just going into the quick stop to get a drink and a hot dog or something, I just
As long
leave
as
him.
it wasn't Circle K.
Yeah, I would just leave. Yeah, it wasn't Circle K, not all the time, but I would leave him in the truck.
All right.
Well, I was in an area known for crime, and somebody tried to go in and steal my truck, and they opened up the truck door to get inside. Jack chased him down the street. All the guys were in the front laughing, and I hear this big commotion. All I see is Jack coming up. He goes, "That dog chased that dude up the street. He just tried to steal your truck."
Wow. Jackson was awesome. Jules would probably do the same thing. It's
No.
weird. Jules is very, very, very friendly.
No, Jules. No,
Very
so she
yeah,
would
in
hop
that truck though. Yeah,
she would jump in the car and go with somebody. I'm afraid somebody will steal her.
Yeah. She's a beauty too. She's really pretty.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Jules would, you get in the truck, Jules would lick you to death.
Yes.
Legally, Leslie.
Leslie, what's going on? Hello. Thank you. So now I forget what I was going to say. Let's talk
That was
about
Leslie that
germs.
donated?
Ray,
Yeah.
hello, Ray Bone Crusher.
Hey, Bone Crusher, that's Raw Dog.
I know.
There's
it's not
Ed.
hard to yell at him yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pam,
Very
gimme,
chill
what
today. I
up,
feel
cuz?
very, very chill.
It's because I came in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not funny.
it is.
No, it's not funny.
I felt a
It's
little
not
tension
funny.
in you when you woke
No,
up
it's
this
not funny
morning.
because now
That's why I came in
You're
here.
so lying. You felt tension.
I
in
felt
me?
a little
Oh,
tension.
you can go away.
It was pretty thick.
He is such a liar. He's lying, guys.
So I was like, so I told Jules, so I'm gonna go calm mommy down for a minute.
You're so lying. Not so.
Big C,
That's
my
it.
Philo weighs 180.
But it helped, didn't it?
My Great Danes are only 120.
Not at the moment, actually. I don't really like it.
But they're females.
Because now I
What do you mean? I was only out here for like 2 minutes.
think it's all it took.
Not really.
Yeah. Excuse me. Gabe came where? You guys are bad. Hey,
Not
I'm
midnight
totally
yet.
off the subject of where I started, though. But Robbie,
Yo,
have you ever heard of the term? And someone's going to be laughing their butt off right now when I say this. But have you ever heard of the term? Because I did not. Spit a goober. How many of you have heard of the term spit a goober?
Yeah, I have.
never.
No, you haven't. You didn't have to. You never heard of
It's
spit
not
a
spitting
goober?
a hawker,
No.
like a hawk, like
Hockaloogie?
yeah.
But I heard someone. I was talking to someone today, and they told me about spitting a goober, and I was like, "What? Spit a goober?" I'm like, "What's spit a
Or a
goober?"
Florida, or the Florida hanky.
No, I never heard that either.
Rude to the
Some people have, and some people haven't. Hockaloogie. That's right, the hockaloogie. But I turned around and said, "It's a hockalung or something like that." I'm like, "Well, what does that mean?" So it was just funny that we were talking. Like, I've never heard of it called spit a goober. And it's because it's kind of like one of those things. And then she grossed me out because I knew what she was talking about this time. She goes, "It's kind of like that same thing down south." And like we talk about like a snot rocket.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did.
I'm like, okay, I've
I've
never
done
heard
that
of it called a snot rocket.
that's
I
the
know
first one for
exactly
me.
what you mean.
Yeah, I've
A snot rocket's where you put your finger over one nostril and blow.
Yeah. Well, outside, and then when everybody around you.
Excuse me, can I borrow? You got a tissue so I can blow my nose?
All I know is I have seen many people do this. Okay, and they're outside. And Kimberly's like, "Okay, this is super gross," and I'm like, "Okay, wait a minute, what?" And they're outside, and they take one finger, put it over their nostril, and they blow, and everybody around you just sees all this white shit go flying out your nose, and it spreads about 10 feet or so.
Well, I don't go. I don't do it in front of the customer.
I've seen-
with a crowd of people.
I
but if
will-
I'm out by
I will-
myself-
I will never forget the first time I saw Gabe do that. I was like, "No, you didn't." And then we're at Robbie's, and also Robbie does it. I'm like, "Oh my god!" And my
That's not
friend
a
Joey
Florida
did it. I'm
thing.
like, "Is this like a South thing?" Like,
No,
I've
he's
never
from
in my life
Ohio,
seen
so
that.
it's not just a Florida thing.
But he's lived down
Oh,
here a
well,
long
yeah,
time.
I guess it rubbed off on him.
I don't know. Did you always do that, Robbie, or is it a
Yeah.
Florida thing?
No, I did it in Ohio, too.
I have never seen that. And then
You
what's
do it
worse
when-
is that
you always do it when you're cutting grass because your nose gets filled with
I'd say, hope you change the subject soon.
Yeah, we're going to change the subject. Everyone's putting barfing signs on there.
It was just a conversation that popped up, and we were just talking about like just the different things. And then,
It's
but
kind of like,
when the whole snot rocket thing
yeah,
happened,
but it's one of those little, it's like,
she was telling me a story about she was like working with this person,
uh-huh.
and they went outside. I guess maybe it was a break or something like that. And they went outside, and this woman just turned around and did that, and then like took her shirt.
A woman did it?
A woman did it.
That, I would
And
probably
took her
get
shirt
I
from
would
her-
get,
No,
yeah.
I'm like, ew. I'm like, That almost make me like throw up.
I don't know
That
what-
looks gross. I don't think I could imagine.
I don't know what I would think if I saw. I've never seen a woman do that.
I don't. If I saw, I don't know. I would really be upset. That would bother me.
Yeah.
It bothered me when I saw you do it. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's
I'm like, I don't know.
for a woman to do it.
But I can't even. I just can't picture that.
It's like my aunt.
Oh my God, don't. Okay, I'm sorry. Bernadette's eating. She goes, "Ew, I'll be back when I'm done eating."
But it's like my aunt Jerry.
No, don't even.
My aunt Jerry, she's crazy. She's a lover to death. She's like my favorite aunt. Out of all my mom's sisters, she was my favorite aunt. But she did not care.
Mm-hmm.
There was no shame in her game. If she was at the grocery store and there was a line of people and she had to fart, it was coming out, and she didn't care.
Fart.
And even she would blame the guy behind her because she would fart and then look at the guy and move away from him, and they'd all think he did it.
Yeah, like you can't fart. A girl cannot fart in front of Gabe at all. He gets like totally twisted. You're like super bothered by a female farting, or
No,
I couldn't imagine you.
My mom, asked my aunt. My aunt will even tell you this. I never heard. My mom was like one of those. I mean, she was a proper. I mean, she wasn't proper, but she was like. My aunt said she's never heard her fart in her life, and she was her sister. I said, you know what? I've never heard my mom fart. As a matter of fact.
Anyway, so we covered the goobers, we covered the snot rockets, and farting. So. Yeah, it was a funny conversation I had today, but I was like, I just never heard it. I figured I have to ask everybody if they've heard it all, at all, and I don't know. Honkers also? What's honkers?
It's a loogie.
Honkers.
Oh, a loogie?
Honkers. Honkers.
It says honker. It says honker. I'm reading it says
it's
honker.
a gross name. It goes with the gross shit that comes out.
I just never, I don't know. I never. Kim just getting nauseous. Kim, you fart. So now that we've grossed all the trolls out, Jeremy's loving this conversation. Yeah, well, I bet you he's one of those snot rocketers. That floored me when I saw that. I've never seen anybody do that where I grew up. I've never seen that. That shocked me, Robbie.
I do it all the damn time.
I didn't mean to rat you out either. I just thought it was hilarious. That's where the conversation went. I was laughing about this, what was it, spit a goober thing. And
Robbie got offended that he blew a snot rag.
No, he says he does it all the time.
Oh.
The first person actually, I'm sorry, the first person, welcome to Julie's in a pod. The first person I ever saw do it was Joey. Yeah. Then you did it. And I was like, no. Like, I was like, please don't do that. Not you.
That's when we were only going dating for like a couple weeks.
Yeah. We did that. I was like,
oh my God, please not you too.
Okay, so this guy does have flaws. There we go. Yeah, I was like, I'm coming in at a weird time.
And that's how she said to me, oh my God, you just didn't do that.
Did not.
You do that?
No, you
do what?
not.
What are you talking about? Blew stuff out of your nose. I'm sorry, change the subject. It's pretty gross.
Farts can make paint peel. Oh my God, I can't even imagine. Jules is pulled some doozies.
But my aunt was great, man. She would fart right in a line of people, and when she fart, it stank. And she would blame the person behind her because she would fart, and if she smelled it, she would turn around and go look at him.
I could see her doing that too. Oh my God. So are we going to get together and go to the meet and greet in Ohio? No.
There's a meet and greet in Ohio?
Oh yeah, they're gonna like do autographs and stuff too. Yeah. Travis said that, and I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you gonna change your shirt? Oh my, he's just like, wow. These guys really think they're celebrities. Like really, really, really think they're celebrities. Like, look, I'm like, I don't know.
What do you think? Like Howie Mandel or something?
I don't know. Like, they think they're some kind of something. You know,
They're public figures.
that would be true. And you know what? They will have people there that'll be glad to meet them and get their autographs and stuff. I just find it
All
hilarious.
25 of them.
Yeah, all 25 of them.
Is that what he's got in his line?
No, actually, I'm sure he's got a lot of people that would go there. You know,
Who's this?
Well, Travis was talking about it. I don't know what they're gonna.
Was he having a greeting meet or something? He's
Yeah.
signing autographs? Really?
No joke. He actually said that.
He's in a set up,
Travis is going to Ohio with Jeremy,
and they're gonna set up a
and they're
meet
gonna
and
set
greet,
up a meet and greet. Yeah,
and he's gonna sign autographs.
and they're gonna. Yeah, that's what they do.
What's he gonna sign an autograph like on what? Like what? A t-shirt?
I don't know. I'm sure some type
They'll-
of giveaway.
they'll
Actually,
take-
they'll probably
They'll
make
take
people
his
buy
dice
something
bags
first.
and sell them to you for $25.
Oh, of course. It's like those
Yeah. Oh,
those
they take-
books,
yeah,
the
they'll
people
take-
with the book. You have to buy a book.
Do you
in order
remember the book? Remember like those books that zip up and you used to like have your friends sign like in school?
Yeah, like those authors that are.
Kids says $50 a pop probably. Yeah, they'll take a picture of themselves and they'll sign it.
For 50
For
bucks, you get
for
a, you
25
get,
bucks.
for 50 bucks, you get an autograph and a selfie on your phone.
Oh my god, the way Travis was fidgeting on his live has me wondering if he's on something. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're wondering?
But so yeah, so what I was talking about was yesterday Jerm acting like he won his case. So the Michelle's attorney Stark had health problems, and he's been having health problems, and it's caused him to be able not to drive. Then he had eye surgery and things like that, and I guess he's supposed to just sit home and do absolutely nothing. And Germ's stalking him and his wife on the social media platforms, and he's posting everything they're doing. So like I guess they went out to eat somewhere and they took a drive somewhere. So it's like, oh, you can do this, but you can't show up for court. And guys, you never know when something's going to happen. You could wake up in the morning and something happened that day, and you could have been out having a great old time the night before. But it's just amazing how he's stalking them. But anyway, so Stark is in the hospital, so obviously he cannot be at the hearing, right? And this person who is Lisa, his power solution for TT is running a generator the whole time. Yeah, I know. Oh my god. So his wife, I guess, is works with him. He's his paralegal or whatever, and I guess she had to talk to the court. So and he starts showing all this banter back and forth via email, and she, I guess, was getting a little bit aggressive or loud, or they would say in the emails. But the way they showed it, I think she was talking to Shockett, and Shockett's an asshole. You know what I mean? So a response to Shockett of someone being rude back isn't shocking, but you can't tell by what he showed. I didn't pause or anything. I didn't care. I just went right through it. I actually kind of sped through it and skipped over. I'm like, all right, get to the point. I'm not listening to your bullshit. And it turns out that the hearing was continued. It was continued. So explain to me, if the hearing you went there for is continued, how do you win? What do you win? There's nothing there for you to win. It's continued. If anything, it works best for Michelle's side of things because it was continued and it wasn't just an automatic, default or whatever it would have been. It's continued. So it benefited Michelle by him doing that. Not Jerm. He didn't win nothing. I guess he thinks that because of the screenshots or emails or whatever, that he won because he got that out there. But again, it was still continued. So what did he win? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zero, zip, zilch. Talk about clickbait. But the thing about it was when he started his video, both him and George had this cocky, arrogant attitudes like they really did win something. And I'm like, what the? Are you really? I mean, he has her now talking like for him. It's kind of sick. It almost makes me wonder whose ideas are these things that's going on. Is it really hers or his? Who comes up with this shit? I don't know. Who's more vindictive? Would it be him or her? Because with how she's speaking now, it actually looks like it could be her idea. Because Jeremy said a couple of times that, this or that was her idea. And I'm like, huh. But you never heard her talk as much as she does now. And she's the one that's outright mocking people and saying a lot of the things that are actually wrong. And he's just sitting there watching her and smiling about it. And I'm like, huh. So where's the $6K lawyer? Oh, is that Georgie? Oh, that's Marble Mouth. Hey, everybody, Marble Mouth's in the chat. Look, she's the Muppet. See? Georgie's Life Unfiltered. That's Marble Mouth.
Who's Marble?
Marble Mouth. She talks like she has marbles in her mouth.
I don't know who.
That's her right in there. Yeah. Say hi to Marble Mouth. Hello. Say hi. Hello,
Marble Mouth.
Where's the $6K lawyer? You mean from the pool that was raised for the lawyer in Florida? I guess you'll have to find out, Georgie. Wait and see. But anyway, there she is. Marble Mouth is the blue Muppet in the chat. You got to see the chat. She's on Mr. Coop. They talk all the time, make up a whole bunch of shit and lie.
Who's Mr.
So
Coop?
thanks for showing your face. You say everybody, another one that just makes up stuff. They're like the fourth level down from the Megan and the Tugs. Those two try to be Megan and Tug, and it just doesn't work. Because they just like talk shit and they don't even, there's no vetting of nothing. There's no nothing. So that's Georgie. She's Georgie under this, but isn't she like the Wilburns too? And then that name isn't that Krista Gurley? I don't know. So she's like AKA this, AKA that, AKA that. AKA. And she makes fun of other people that have AKAs. Meanwhile, Jerem, like in my instance, he made up the AKAs. And actually Michelle's instance, she's actually born with all these names that he's saying. So, but yeah, so there you go. Marble Mouth is there. Say hello, everybody.
You know what? I just realized after I listened to Jeremy, I mean, he's not married to George. Is he married to her?
No, they're not married.
No.
But everybody thinks they are.
I'm hearing he doesn't know me. I mean, he doesn't know me as far as, because I'm not on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But I see him and I hear him.
Uh-huh. And
I think to myself, I'm a pretty good guy.
There you go.
I'm a pretty decent guy. I'm not imagine being married to that.
I know, right?
Right? I mean,
no, he won't marry her. He's too afraid of having shit taken from him.
Well, if they move to Florida, and maybe that's why he doesn't move full time here, because if he was full time here and he was
she's here more full time now anyway. She needs to change her license.
Common law in Florida.
There is a common law marriage, though.
Not in Florida.
Not in Florida.
Not in Florida.
No, really?
Yep.
Nope.
I wonder if it's in Ohio.
Is it in Ohio there, Robbie?
I don't know.
Hell, and it's more than 36 grand. It was actually 56 grand, which is, I think, where they got their number from. Yeah, hey, Georgie, where's the money for the GoFundMe for the ants?
For the what?
Just said,
yeah, what should we call it? Not in Ohio. Most states don't recognize that anymore, Kim said.
yeah.
But anyway, so they're coming in here asking about 6K for. But by the way, I didn't create that pool, numbnuts. You'd know that if you paid attention. But So she's asking where the money is from me. I didn't create it. Sorry. Don't pay attention. But yeah, so that other 56K number actually comes from the amount of money that was raised for the biological aunts, where DUI guy and Mark Feathers were on a fundraiser, actually. That was called a fundraiser to raise all this money. And they raised $36,000 plus money for the what was it? The hoodie. The hoodie from, it was the T hoodie or something like that, right? It was one of the hoodies. He auctioned off 2 hoodies, but one of them was supposed to go to the Ants fundraiser, and Jeremy said that all that money went to the Ants.
What's up?
To the lawyer, and yet that lawyer only filed 2 documents. Wow, that's an expensive lawyer. Yeah, I wonder what happened to that case. Oh yeah, Ant had no standing. Dismissed. No standing. No standing for the first filing, no standing for the second filing, and no standing at all. They lied about the father and all that shit. Totally lied. That father notarized that signature twice.
Isn't he supposed to be out of prison?
He's in prison, yeah. So Jeremy says, oh, he's going to be back in 9 days. Yeah, where's he at, Jeremy? Did you even vet the people that you were trying to, emergency hand the child over to? No, you didn't. You didn't.
Hey, it's been over 9 days, right?
Yeah. Where is he at?
Look him up. See where he's at.
Hold on. Didn't they get engaged? Apparently they did, yeah. As they had a photo shoot, and if you look in the tour of Hales, yeah, she doesn't wear a ring, nothing. She was supposed to get married, yeah. She left them, I think, twice before, after that until now.
Dude, they're probably not.
And they deny it. Well, according to Travis's big ass mouth all around Otter Creek, they are not together. He's the one that said that. So, and then it was confirmed last summer when she was up in Ohio. Well, I guess it was fall, maybe. And remember Jeremy tried to make it look like she was sick again? And she made it very clear she was not. When she was at her home in Ohio and not, their home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then her sister basically told everything. So. And her sister was not lying. Because, we were able to vet that shit. So, what else you got, Georgie? I mean, is that all she has to say?
Nothing but lies.
Lies everywhere. There's lies. Marble mouth. Anyway, and she's one of the first I heard. Fuck around and find out. I'm scared. I'm so scared of you. She's the one that actually came out the second time about Gabe. I'm like, this is all news, bitch.
F-A-F-O.
She thought she was funny. She's a little late to the game. Who sounds I disagree. They both come from. Well, anyway. So, Durham won nothing. Big clickbait. And then you had Travis, who we talked about this already, did we not? See, I was on Stasis Live last night too. The days are just running into each other. So Travis goes to town hall, and he's trying to get a power put up at Tubetown 2.0. Walks in there, I don't know why Jeremy didn't tell him any of this, or maybe Jeremy just freaking believes he can do whatever the hell he wants to do. But Travis doesn't own the property, and the property owner has to have insurance for what he wants to do. So there's that. I don't think she realizes that. She's not going to do that. He's raised money for a fence to put around the property, which was a joke when we did it, But, at least we got one up there. Thank you, Becky. Lisa's office. Thank you, Becky. And so anyway, he goes to town hall and he gives them these, images, and it says it's his drawings or whatever of the property and what he wants to do. And he's talking about a trading post. He's talking about, putting a hot dog stand, turning it into like a little mini flea market. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God. So there's a trading post literally at the corner. And you've been going in and out of there, and you've been showing it on your lives or your videos, and you've been using the person who runs the trading post, her children in your videos, and bringing up drama llamas about them, and you're trying to teach them YouTube or some bullshit like that. So you've been friendly with them, but when you go into town hall, you're basically telling them you want to create like a little trading post type thing. So you're going to now compete with them when you're a block away. And when I say a block, I don't mean like a little block. I mean like you're like 30 seconds away. And not only that, then you got Hales right there. So in this one corner in a town of 100 people, there's 3 of the same similar places that you could go. He's trying to be the third, right? So the diagram, well, the pictures, let's just say, has this property in a full rectangle, which is wrong, okay? Because the property is not laid out like that. It's actually laid out more like a long-ass triangle. What are those, like, really pointy, long triangles? That state where they called it something. Anyway.
What's a tooth triangle?
Yeah. So it's kind of like that a little bit. Hey, he's cleaned the property up, so cool for the woman who owns the property. But that property's still for sale. She'll sell it anytime. And if it was such a good deal, why didn't Jeremy buy it? Because she wants $50,000 for that small property, 0.3 acres. $50,000 when on the land records is only worth about $7,000 or $8,000. But it can be commercially done, commercial or residential. But anyway, so he walked in there and they're talking about drawings. And he goes, "No, these are pictures." He goes, "So what do you need?" He goes, "What, you need measurements? I'll go out to my truck right now and I'll get my measuring tape." And he must have asked him the same question like 3 times. Like he kept having to repeat himself. And I'm thinking, oh my God, Travis, they're not drawings. They're blueprints. Blueprints. You need blueprints. Oh my God, I was telling you. And he was just so pissed off. And he turned around and he said to him, tried to throw the fact that he raised $1,800 and gave it to them for Christmas in the Creek. He tried to throw it in their face. And then he also said something about using, because Zim had told him that he needed to get an engineer. And he said something about using Zim's engineer. And Zim turned around and he goes, "I'm not going to give my engineer, something about giving his engineer so that he could be involved in all this YouTube drama, and pointed at the cameras." And Travis turns around and goes, "Oh, I'm not the drama channel." I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You're not the drama channel?
God.
You're the one that talks about the drama llamas while you're talking drama and about the neighbors constantly. You're not the drama channel? Oh, the hell you are not the drama channel. You are the drama channel. Gosh. And you kick it in gear every time Jerm goes up to Ohio. Here you go. Every day now, here comes Travis. And it's always across the street of Tube Town. That's exactly what he did this time. Even to the point where he started to blame a 5-year-old child for harassing him by yelling, "Super Dave!" Mm-hmm. This is how crazy this guy is. So anyway, he walked out of there pretty upset and had to basically swallow his pride because he was live and everybody heard it. And, prior to him walking in, he was all excited about it. Here we go. And, all excited. This is going to go down. And meanwhile, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to go down ever. So basically, it's like, okay, well, I will get some money and we'll get an engineer. And I'm thinking, does this guy have any idea how much it's going to cost him for those blueprints? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because he's going to have his fans pay for it. I was like, Jesus,
Oh my God, he can't do it without having insurance and all that. And the person who owns the property has to have the insurance.
Yep. Yep. It's not going to happen. He's talking about parking, having parking there, and like he'll have 2 spots and then a handicap spot. And I'm like, do you have any idea how small this land, this lot is? So small, and the only parking you could have would be like on the easement, and maybe 3 cars, and then it would be the other side of the street also. I guess 3 cars, but you'd have to park by where the cell tower is. Like, what? And then if there is, let's say, 6 cars parked there, how is anybody going to get through on that road? It's going to be blocking that road. Isn't that big?
Chris, where is this property?
It's right on the corner of when you're on 24 and you go to bang a right to go down towards Jeremy's, right? It's right there on the corner, on the right.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Well, I come off of 19 to 24. You'd bang a right onto Arctic Creek Avenue, and that's in that corner, that right corner right there. That's it.
So it's down by the cell tower.
Yes. So he wants a power pole. He wants like an RV park pole or something. And you got to think, Mimi's right there, by the way. Mimi's like right next door, right? And then you have Zim's across the street. Trust me, they don't want him there. Yeah, the address is 311 North Arctic Creek Avenue. But and it's not only that, he's got to, he could go through the town for certain things, but he's going to end up having to go to the county too. The blueprints would want approximately $8,000 just to get started. I do this for a living. There you go. Yeah, see? Lisa, I love it. Bang a right. Sound like he's opening a business. His insurance will be high. Yeah, see, not only that, he doesn't have a business license. He doesn't have anything. Like, Travis isn't even... This is why they call him Knucklehead Shane. He's only known by Travis since he's done his YouTube channel. His name, they call him Shane. Everybody in town, his family, they'll call him Shane. But he's known as Knucklehead Shane. And he just proved it. So he's a drama llama.
Man.
No, he's an idiot. He sits there talking about drama and then yelling about other drama, like drama llamas. And he's actually the drama llama. The giraffe. The drama llama who never changes his shirt.
Chris, Raw Doggy, it's not even commercially zoned there?
It's not commercially zoned at the moment, but it you can change it to commercial. It has commercial residential, but right now it's zoned as residential. Yeah, he didn't even mention bathrooms or anything, but it doesn't matter. They weren't going to get any further than what he got. Let me see Sheena's comment. His video today, watching him get ready to give that kid from the trading post his broken e-bike, you can have this now that it doesn't work anymore. He wouldn't give it to him if it worked. Was that's one of the kids from the trading post? Yeah, I didn't see his video. I don't normally watch Travis, so, but I have seen more of his videos than anybody else's out of all of them. Travis reminded me of a real stinky person. Really? Well, Travis doesn't even live there, guys. He lives 30 minutes away. Why doesn't he go do that down there? And my whole thing is, if you wanted, okay, so let's just say you have this idea and you want to do this, right? And he said, he talked about people going by on their way to Cedar Key. Yeah, but in that the proximity of all, you got 2 stores right there. Why would you be the third and try to take business away from them who you're being friendly with right now? So you're kind of like going to end up cutting their throat, right? Why don't you go down this 24, past where Jeremy lives, past the schoolhouse, go past there, and get property down there somewhere, and you'd probably have even, a better business, more people coming in. on the way to Cedar Key. You know, get property down that way. You know, and you'd probably be outside of Otter Creek, and maybe you won't have to have, you know, certain permits or a certain whatever requirements. But I don't think you're gonna get what I don't think he's gonna get what he wants there.
Hey, he could hire that vet guy to be the latrine duty guy.
Right?
He's got plenty of experience.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get that property. And again, if the property was worth anything, Jeremy would have bought it up because Jeremy wanted all that property there. He probably don't want it anymore, but you know, I mean, he still has a schoolhouse. Why wouldn't he buy that corner if it was worth something? If it was going to make money, Jeremy would have bought it and put Travis right there and made him work it and just paid him to do whatever. Jeremy would have done it. And he did it. The woman wanted $48,000. When the last time she was spoken to was after he said he leased it, she wanted $48,000 for that property. So she was still going to sell it regardless of what Travis did. If somebody gave her the money. So, you know. And if you don't own property like that, I would never invest what he's talking about. First of all, I wouldn't be doing what he's talking about. But if I were to do what he's talking about, I would never invest money in a property like that I didn't own. You know what I mean? Why would he pay to get a pole put in there if he doesn't own that property? For, you know, electric. So... And then, so that was that. Then today, what happened this morning, there's a post on What the Hell. And it's not the normal, you know, dudes from the anti What the Hell's echo chamber caused us this. It was about Leslie. And he's trying to go into her background and threaten her and intimidate her and all this shit. Well, good luck, Jeremy, because now you just got yourself into even a bigger heap of trouble. And between him and Shizzy Wiznuts and Megan last night, and I believe Megan is the one that handed that shit over. And good luck because that's confidential records. And so there's an issue there. And the fact that Jeremy broadcast it is an even bigger issue. So, yeah, they all of them just got themselves into a whole different ball game there. And Jeremy, again, uses children. Just like he's used it with, let's say, Michelle and John, Michael Volpe, Leslie, you. Yeah. Who else's children did he bring up? I think that's enough. But, yeah. He uses children. He tries to use people's children against... Oh, Bruce's children. Thomas' children. Yeah. So he uses people's children against them and tries to hurt them via their children, right? And I'm thinking, wow, for someone who don't have any, you know, relationship with their own, it's amazing how you do that. I think,
Gary, you know, what's happening, buddy?
Good night, Ray.
CPR, what's up? Good night, Ray. God bless and prayers, bud.
I had to laugh when Travis said he was going to bring a short school bus. I was too busy laughing over the drawings. And he goes, they're pictures. He goes, they're drawings. I'll go get, he said it twice. I'll go get my measuring tape. Oh, I was like, oh my God, dude, he wants blueprints. Blueprints, dingbat. Lisa, did you read Jerem's transcript about how you're in trouble for deleting Michelle's messages on here because there's a No, there is no. Okay, so Jerem seems to think I'm under a court order not to delete messages in my chat. No, I'm not. This channel is under no court order. I am not under a court order. He's a liar. Just like I made a deal with him or wanted to make a deal with him. He is a liar. There is no... Go look at the court. You will not find an order. This is what happens when an attorney wants to insert themselves into this case, unquote. Yep. Sounds like a threat to any attorney. Yeah, he basically said that any attorney that tries to do this to him and take his life and take his money and blah, blah, blah. You take my money, you're taking it away from this person, that person, that person. That's on you, dude. You've done all this. If you can't pay them for whatever reason, that is on you. Nobody else but you. Jeremy Hales did this shit. He filed these lawsuits. He's said all this shit. He's attacked. He's the one who's gone after these people. He's the one who lied. He is the one that created it. He's sorry. But yeah, he lied about the court order. They had a town meeting Tuesday.
Was Jerem there?
Jeremy apparently was somewhere outside, Travis said, but whether or not he was really there, I don't know. He's probably just at the schoolhouse, which is a block away. Drawings and blueprints. Hello. Who just said not blueprints? They needed to engineer drawing. Okay. Robbie, what are blueprints?
What?
What are blueprints?
They're technical drawings of exact measurements from where
an engineer or something.
An engineer has to do them. They have to be all buildings have to be hurricane coded and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like when I
love how people come in here saying stuff and they don't know what they're talking about.
Like when I got these buildings, I had to get the blueprints with them.
Oh, like when Jeremy was showing a video of him looking at blueprints and trying to say that the property that the memorial was on was his and not Tina and Brian's. Those drawings. Yeah, I think those are blueprints too. The blueprints of the land, right? Oh yeah, the property. Yeah. Come on now, people, wake up.
Those aren't actually blueprints. Those are just what are they called?
Well, you have a puppet in your icon. I mean, I don't know how you expect me to treat you when you come in saying things like that. I don't know.
I don't even see a puppet in an icon anywhere there.
Yeah. Yes, I see a puppet.
Where?
In that Kim icon.
Where's the Kim icon? I don't see it.
That's who said it. It's scrolling. In the chat.
I'm looking at the chat.
Barbecue. So let's see. They're saying blueprints of structures and surveys on land.
Right. Right.
Well, when you're talking about putting the structure on the land, I think they need
CAD drawings.
Then why are they asking? Why are they asking for an engineer then? Come on now. Let's see. I'm looking at the paper. Let's go over.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to think. They're called CAD drawings now.
CAD, CAD.
Yeah, that's that's what I had to have for those buildings.
Actual blueprints is no longer a thing. Okay, well, I'm old. It's the first time you actually heard me say that. We really do try to be kind to the sad Hodag. We do. Sorry, Kim. Georgie ruined it for you. And you know what's funny? This is the first time I didn't put the subscriber mode on.
I don't see a Kim in there.
She was in there. I'm not lying.
I believe you.
Let's see. So what else happened? So then
But if it's
The
a
germ-
Kim with the Muppet, you know who that might be? The Penguin.
No, I don't think so.
That's why I can't see her, because she's got me blocked.
No, I saw her Muppet before. I don't remember what it was because she posted something. Her Muppet had pink hair. Because you know how she has that pink streak in her hair? Her whole Muppet had pink hair. Her Muppet did not have that cigarette hanging out of her mouth, though, or a hole in her chest, or scars on her chest.
Yeah.
And I'm not being rude by saying scars on her chest if you knew why the scars were there. Oh, we got Kim Boyd in here now? Is that who that was? Kim Boyd? Yabara? The famous YouTuber? Not Facebooker? Goodbye to you. Lisa, you're not wrong. As many still call it engineered CAD as blueprints, so not wrong. No, well, that's what they are. That's what they were. So they're not drawings and they're not pictures that he handed them. And they're not just pictures that you're gonna go put a measuring tape and little measurements on. She's probably gone. That's why. I'm here. Sorry, was detail map that shows the boundaries, divisions, and other features of a piece of land, often within a neighborhood or a larger area. Yep. I want the survey. I just want to make sure there's a survey done on that property. I want to know where those markers are. Sorry. It's a necessity. Gonna need a survey. Gonna need a survey. All right, so we went over that. So then this post this morning, then he mentioned Bruce and Tamara were at the Karen Reed trial and mocked their children about anxiety. He mentioned that Bruce, so what did he say about them being, because I skipped through the video. I just wanted to get to the end because I was not going to listen to that bullshit. And I found out, that it was continued. I'm like, okay, he doesn't even say continued. He just says rescheduled. But, yeah, it was continued. Same thing. And I was like, so you won nothing. Won absolutely nothing. But, yeah, Zim was upset because he had already spoken with Travis at least once before the town meeting. Well, he had to, repeat. Travis asked him the same thing over and over and over again. So, I mean, and now if he's already talked to him before that, because he's wasting their time by doing that. If he already spoke to him about what he needs to do, then, it was just a waste of time. And he's got it on film, So Travis got what, he deserved as far as I'm concerned. He's not going to get what he wants. They're not going to give it to him. They're not going to let it happen. It's not going to get approved. Too many things are going to be, done. Let's see. Who's suffering? So at least on a real note, the anniversary was recently is the memorial coming soon. Yep, soon as the bench comes in, we're going to find out when Tori can come, and then we're going to set up a date for it. If somebody DMs me the address, I will find the survey. Jim said he wasn't doing it for a video. Yep. Jim is not interested in being YouTube content. He's not. So, yeah, guys. All I can tell you is the people in Otter Creek don't want him there. Go talk to any of the neighbors. Don't listen to Jeremy because the people in Otter Creek don't like Jeremy. He may have a couple of friends like the Hudson sisters and Gail, but the town, the people that live there, the actual town, they don't really like him there. He came in there and it was like, I believe someone said this morning, it was like an atomic bomb, went off. And when he's not there, it's peaceful. It's peaceful. People go outside. The kids start playing. When he's there, the kids actually say he's back and they don't go outside anymore. And it's not a lie. It's not something that's made up. And that's legit. I've had conversations with the kids there. He'll only talk about them when he, needs them for something. He's using them too. Yes. It was Joy that said that. Everything was already explained to him by Zim. It seemed Trav felt he could bring an idea forward, plus push it through the board. Yeah. There's a lot he needs to do, and I'm telling you right now, for someone who don't own property like that's a foolish move. You wouldn't do anything like that unless you owned the property.
What's out? Nano, what's happening? Silverheart. Udacia.
I honestly, Nana, I can't even answer
yes,
that.
Mother of Birds. Yes, I did. That was cool.
People are afraid of him. They're afraid of him. What I can tell you is this. He's been driving around on that tractor, and as he's going by Michelle's house and stuff, he's like laughing. He's doing the same thing. He's kind of like stalking. He's filming Tina and Brian's property. Was it yesterday or the day before? He was in George's Jeep, and he got out, and he's like on his tippy toes, kind of peeking around Tina and Brian's backyard. Like, what the hell is that all about?
All right.
Isn't that kind of creepy? That's creepy. He's on his property, but he's creeping around looking at their backyard.
Who's Gail?
One of the other neighbors.
Ray Toiler.
They're all pretty much neighbors because it's just such a small area, even Mimi's his neighbor,
Well, and I wonder.
But yeah, so this morning he made a post.
He does.
And
Tina. Good night, honey. God bless and prayers.
Good night. Very creepy, and why he has no right to do that. If that was someone doing that to him, he would be yelling, filming, and suing. Yeah.
Mindy, have a good night, honey. God bless and prayers.
Is there anything new on the motions filed? Not today. Not that I saw, anyway. Let me see. What is the post? Here it is. So he puts up a post today, and it says, this woman who wrote the attached public document, which is confidential, by the way, is harassing us daily and has filed a frivolous lawsuit against us. Why is every lawsuit with his name on it frivolous? With public records like this, so much more will be exposed in the new lawsuit, right? Well, you do realize that anything from the past, like, that has nothing to do with you, it's irrelevant, Jerm. Do you know the definition of relevant? It's irrelevant. Okay? She's being countersued and will be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Do you realize he's using this in a civil matter? He's using those words all the time in a civil matter. Then he says, you ready? You ready for the godlike quote, Robbie?
Yeah, go.
Let this be yet another lesson to those that want to use us and abuse our name for their own profit and fame. You will be in court. You know all those lessons, like he had to teach Guapo a lesson? First of all, no, Jerm, you will be in court because your ass is being sued this time. You can't spin it. She sued you. You're going to be there, and not only is it you, but it's going to be Tug, Megan, Shizzy, and J Hip. She gave Tug and Megan and J Hip an out based on J Hip and what they said, but no, they doubled down on their bullshit. So she said, okay, fine. Added them right back. So now they're all being sued. Okay. Lisa, since you can't file electronically, are you going to pretend the due date is 2 days before just to make sure to get it in? Yep. No worries. I'm giddy. Yippers. He's absolutely abusing the court system. That's nothing, guys. Leslie actually sent the court a notice. So, like, if you look at the docket, she actually looks like she's a defendant. And I'm like, why does she look like she's a defendant? What the hell just happened? Did he add her? And no, he didn't. She added a notice to this court case, the federal 2 case, letting them know that there's a related case that the judge can look at about what she's suing him for. So the judge is going to see that not only has he gone after Michelle and John, that, you know, he's doing this shit to Leslie and what he's doing to all of us. I mean, come on. How many is it? We're all wrong? And it's just him? Are you kidding? I don't think so. Lisa, you're like my cousin Vinny. No, I'm a little slow today, believe it or not. And you can probably tell. I'm just chilling. I'm like more chill than normal. Tell me that Martha is all a part of the lawsuit. Yeah, Martha is on that lawsuit. Yeah. And she's going to be attached over here too. There's no way to keep her out of it. You know? But what I can tell you is between that and so Shizzy, Wiznutfuck, whatever the hell his name is, he has been threatening Leslie, and he put an open letter out to her and basically threatened her. And there's been a lot of, let's just say, authoritative contacts from the past 48 hours. One in New York, one in Atlanta, and one right here in Florida. Yeah. So there could be some knocking on some doors. And I think if one in Florida has a knock on a door, they might be pretty surprised to see who actually might be the one in trouble. Because it may not be the male they're going after. They might be going after, you know, the one that does the posts and the thumbnails. Shocker, right? Yeah.
Because the FBI is heavily involved.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. That would be it. So, yeah, someone almost got a knock on their door during their live last night. Yeah. That would have been funny shit. But, yeah. Hey, you want to play the game, this other person's not playing with you. This other person's going to hold you accountable. And fast. You know, they're threatening her like crazy. They're threatening her family. They're threatening her kids. They're talking about her kids and stuff. And, you know, in confidential paperwork, like, does Jeremy even know where that paper came from? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Trouble's coming your way, dude. There's going to be court orders handed out about that, by the way. But, you know, this is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And, you know, Leslie is a woman. She's got children. She lives alone. You know, her husband and her don't live together. You know, he has a separate home. And, you know, so she's scared. Like, people come knocking on. Look, I told you guys the other night that somebody came by our house. Actually, was that on Stacy's chat? Yeah, because that was last night. So it was on Stacy's chat last night. Somebody came by our house filming yesterday. Gabe chased him, you know, went down and followed them out. No joke. This is what's happening. And I actually live in a private gated area. So they're not supposed to be in here. So
Oh, Mike.
It's Martha must take the aid by the injection. Her brain, yeah. Yep, yep. Nobody's playing around, you know. Jeremy tries to walk a very, very thin line between civil and criminal behavior. And he's crossed that line several times. And that's where it's going to be the downfall. And the fact that he's got Martha talking more and saying a lot of shit, and she's actually lying, and you could tell it's almost like you know Jeremy lies so much that you just would think he's just lying about anything he says. But when George does it, you know when she's lying, because you could tell, you could just tell she's fibbing.
Kyle, I have not been served, nor do I know what it means. I don't care.
Did get the plate number? Well, that was the only problem. He wasn't wearing his glasses. He was on the porch or the patio when he saw them, and he jumped in the car and went after them. But yeah, it was a black SUV. I got it on camera. So, but yeah, it was pretty freaking creepy. Pathetic law enforcement is a saving grace. I don't understand why the authorities have not stopped this. Well, here's the one thing. Like, when there's an issue of free speech, right? And when something happens and it looks like, well, someone can stand in the road and curse at you. I mean, they can say whatever they want, right? That's fine. It's a matter of how many times was it? It was probably the FBI. It's a matter of how many times they do it, and for like it when it adds up, it's no longer free speech. It's harassment. And what Jeremy's post today was harassment, and it was intimidation, and it was threatening. Yeah, that's not good. So, and then Megan, the same thing, you know. But with Shizzy, what Shizzy did was he was very threatening to her. And so she went and did, wow, it's thunder. Did you hear that, Robbie?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it over here.
It's loud. So she did a video tonight.
Good night, Mike. God bless, brother. Prayers.
About cheesy whiz nuts or whatever. And we're gonna take a deep dive into that tomorrow, I think. It's crazy what's going on. It really is. Was that Leslie post you posted today, Lisa? Yeah, it wasn't me. Yeah, he's making threats. Yeah, worse than a cheap shot. Yep. That's what he's doing. And he's playing games. You know? So we're gonna take a deep dive inside. I like that so much, we're definitely gonna do it. I'm just figuring out a way to make it presentable.
It's thundered again.
I believe he's trying to send the FBI to investigate Richard L. Look, Richard has rights. So he's doing that because of, you know, his past or whatever, and it's probably like an easy target, I guess he would think. But Richard has rights, and Richard hasn't done anything wrong. So they all think Jerem will bail them out. They're crazy. They're crazy. The only person he'll probably bail out is George. But when George gets arrested, I'm pretty sure, because I really believe that she doesn't think she will be. Like, she doesn't think she's done anything wrong. She doesn't think that anything she says that she'll be held accountable for. And the fact of the matter is, like, she thinks there's no law against using people's images on thumbnails. And it's not advertising. How is it advertising? Well, gee, that's kind of funny considering your boyfriend's lawsuit is accusing me of using thumbnails with him on it and advertising. Excuse me, what? Meanwhile, I don't have his picture on my thumbnails. I never did. So, Yeah, there are lots of
Kyle, let's go.
allegations. You want to hear about my allegations, Robbie?
What's your allegations?
You want to hear what he's alleging now?
What's he alleging? Oh God, now what?
All right. Well, he's alleging that Lee, by the way, they changed it from the weak scheme to Lee's scheme. Because remember, I was saying that it's not about just adding Ray. He's going to change shit up from the original complaint, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sure enough, he did. He changed it. He put Ray in there, which was like, one little paragraph, whatever. The rest was all Lee this, Lee, 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 Lee. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, he did. He changed it up, which he wasn't supposed to do. And he used that to do that amendment to do it. That's why he did what he did. And I made the court, aware of it because I put it in my opposition that he was going to do that. And he sure as hell did. And by the way, I'm going to state for the record, that he filed something yesterday, which was this amendment. And on the service list, he's supposed to be letting me know. I'm supposed to be getting copies of this. And it is the 19th at 11:33 p.m. Let me take a look. See. Nope. Absolutely nothing from Shockit on any of the filings that he said he sent to me. None of them. I have nothing. He's lying to the court. But anyway. So false statements and defamation. Lee. I'm Lee. Okay. So Lee made false or misleading statements about Hales and Jeremy B. Excuse me? Isn't Jeremy B Hales? But anyway, yeah. On her YouTube channel and other social media platforms, damaging his reputation and sales. What other media platforms have I said anything about Jeremiah?
This is the only one you use.
Yeah. I mean, I just started adding the stuff on Rumble, but that's like today. Like that's that's like maybe this past week. Right? So actually there was a video there a while ago. So I mean maybe that. But that Rumble wasn't even being used. Anyway, but it's not on TikTok, it's not on Instagram, it's not on Facebook. But anyway, so that's what he says. Lee accused Jeremy Hales of torturing Preston for content, forging signs, and other defamatory claims. He has tortured her, in my opinion. Forging signs, yeah, I have an expert report saying he did so. And other defamatory. Defamatory would be maliciously telling something that I knew to be false. No, didn't do that. Anyway. Lee referred to Jeremy Hales as Germ and made numerous disparaging remarks about him, including accusations of scamming people, being obsessed with men's anatomy, and being underhanded. Well, see, I believe him to be a scammer. I believe he is obsessed with the male anatomy because all he does is talk about his 2-inch pipe and his driveway and other people's, male parts. Hello, we got video proof. That is, that's what I think. And being underhanded, yeah, that's my opinion. Get it? My opinion. It's not defamatory. Opinions are not defamation. Genius. You're a lawyer. You should know this, you dumbass. Anyway, malicious conspiracy. Lee is alleged to be part of the anti-What the Hales media ecosystem. A conspiracy to harm Hales and Jeremy Hales. I'm alleged to be part of, or I thought it was Lee's scheme. That it was my scheme, that I did this. But meanwhile, this whole time, it was Deuce's anti-health system. And then the day the amendment was filed, it became Lisa's. And 2 days later, it was back to Deuce's. So what is it? Whose is it? Also, at the fact that he's got me not ever saying anything about an ecosystem, but a clip from Bruce. Okay. So, I made over 100 YouTube videos targeting Hales and Jeremy Hales, containing false statements and defamatory content. We went over the the false statements and defamatory stuff. Yes, I have made over 100 videos because I go live 5-6 times a week. But I'm also discussing if I have 100 YouTube videos talking about you, then there's 100 of your YouTube videos that I'm talking about. But let's add over 200 more for the time frame of the past 2 years on Michelle and John that we've been discussing. So yeah, my channel shows videos at 10 o'clock at night, which means I'm critiquing, responding, reacting, commentary. I mean, this is all about videos that you're putting out that day or in the past. Okay? So get over it. I'm not going before you and slinging shit. It's your bullshit that I'm commenting on and critiquing and reporting on. Okay? So he needs to get over it. And as a matter of fact, then you explained to me why Tug has over way more than me videos on the same days and stuff like that. And I go live more than him, but he has more than me. That's weird. Anyway, it's okay for Tug, right? Mm-hmm. Soliciting donations under false pretenses. Lee solicited donations from viewers under the false pretense of charitable purposes, example, for Preston's child or constructing a home for Preston, but allegedly kept most of the money for personal use. Really? Where's your
that's funny.
Lee raised at least, are you ready for this now? Raised at least $70,000 since August of 2024, but failed to account for how the money was spent. Number one, I don't owe Jeremy Hales shit. I don't have to explain anything to Jeremy Hales. Jeremy has no standing to even put this in the lawsuit. Okay? So everything is alleged. He's alleged a lot of shit. Okay? Charitable purposes, me actually doing a Christmas party for a child, okay, you could say that, but was it a fundraiser? No, absolutely not. And he also puts that in there, that I explained that it's not a fundraiser, which I thought was pretty funny. But regardless, you have absolutely no standing. It had nothing to do with you. But in the lawsuit itself, he tries to make it sound like I took away money from him, from his viewers. Yeah. I was like, what? Anyway, he has no standing. There's no relevance to him whatsoever. He's just pissed off that I'm helping a family that he's been trying to ruin. That's what it is. I'm interrupting his demise of that family. That's basically what that was. So he has no standing for that. Interference with business relationships. Lee intentionally interfered with Hale's business relationships with customers and companies like Whatnot and YouTube. False. Lee made false statements to damage Hales' reputation and business relationships. Not. No, I'm sorry. That's false. I have nothing to do with his businesses wherever. However, he's created products about me, and he's selling products in reference to my character. Just saying. Me and Bruce, but this is in reference to what I've done here. False advertising. Lee used false or misleading descriptions and representations in her. There it is. This is the thumbnail. In her commercial.
Good night. God bless and prayers.
In her commercial advertising or promotion, misrepresenting the characteristics, qualities, and reputation of Hales. I don't do clickbait. And if I say I'm not going to discuss something on the channel, I generally do. And I don't put false shit out there. It's true. Like, whatever I've done is true. So there's no false or misleading descriptions or representations. No. Oh, you mean the germ? Like the actual germ? The icon of a germ? Is that what he's upset about? He's always been called germ his whole life. He said so. That's something that they've called him. Anyway. Civil conspiracy. Lee is alleged to have internationally participated in a civil conspiracy with other defendants to commit violations of Florida's Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act, false advertising under the Lanham Act, and tortious interference with business relationships. Again, there's no products that I've stolen from you or any crap like that. You're absolutely out of your freaking mind. This is wrong. No civil conspiracy has taken place whatsoever. And here's one. The creation of the hate group. Lee contributed. First of all, he said that I created it, that it's probably mine, right? That's what he said. But in this lawsuit, Lee contributed to a copycat Facebook page called What the Hales, which was used to post defamatory content and damage Hales' reputation. Is that right? Is that right? I have nothing to do with that page. I have nothing to do with that page, and I would definitely like you to prove that. But what I am going to show is what that page posts and all the shit it said about me. See, because everything that I've been alleged in here is everything Germ has done. And I've got the proof to back it all up. He doesn't have the proof to back up what he says. Okay? So, what do you mean we are not allowed to say anything? Control. What are you talking about, Becky?
We're not allowed to talk about anything. Control.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. I thought you were talking about the chat. Wait a minute.
No, Jeremy's controlling us.
Okay. I get it. Thank you.
He gets his First Amendment rights. We don't.
Yeah. I thought it was in reference, because that's what people are saying, is that I'm controlling chats and I'm not allowed, that people aren't allowed to talk in here. So that's what I thought that was a reference to. But thank you for explaining. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
There's two. So the last thing is a violation of Florida's deceptive and unfair trade practices, that I engage in deceptive and unfair trade practices that cause injury to consumers and him. I'm like, excuse me? All you have to say is you have screenshots. I do. I actually do. Yeah, and I guess if it works for him now his screenshots you can't really trust. So I would actually just say the screenshots are out of the water. I don't need screenshots because I have the videos, and according to Martha, videos don't lie. I can't edit the video to make them, say what they're saying. I just can't. Damages sought. Are you ready for this? Hales seeks damages of $959,000 for the FDUTPA violations, $1,879,000 for false advertising under the Lanham Act, and $1,835,000 for torturous interference with business relationships. These allegations collectively portray Lee as a key participant in a coordinated effort to harm Hales and Jeremy B. Hales through defamation, false advertising, and deceptive practices. So he's trying to sue me for $4 million. Rounding it off. 4 million buckaroos. And that's just, the allegations that have been pulled out of that. What is that? Best view list? Yeah. So it's quite hilarious. How can he use allegatory suspicion in a company? That's what they are. They're all allegations. He's got no proof of nothing because they're untrue. When he put in the lawsuit, like a couple of claims, like Lisa said this on this day, or Lisa said this in this video. I'm like, yeah, Still, not defamatory. They're my opinions. My opinions are not defamatory. I can say he's a fraud. I can say he's a liar. I can say he's a thief. If that's what my opinion is of him, that's my opinion. But if I tell you he's something he's not, and I know him to not be that, that would be defamatory. Like the simplest thing, him calling me a man. He knows I'm not a man, but he's maliciously saying it several times. And I'm not a man. And that could be offensive to many people. especially in today's day and age. You know what I mean? So he should be watching what he's saying. But he's also said I have a rap sheet, in which I do not. When you decide to go for me. No, I don't want to go find me. And then you have Radis who put out some video today of like a fake interview, and it's supposed to be about me. By God, guys, I look nothing like that chick, by the way, and all that bullshit. Terrible, terrible. That guy's channel is going to get taken down. I guarantee you, when all the reports go through on all those videos that he's done. He's using my voice and tweaking it a little bit, and the stuff he's saying, he mentions where I live in there. You know, it's Radis is going down. Radis is going to go down with that channel because what he's doing is he's using, and he works for Germ. He's under Germ. We have conversations that Radis has had with people talking about what Germ will do in certain instances and stuff. So yeah, it's you guys don't understand. Yeah. So okay. So there's sorry, I just got a message. One sec. So there's a lot that has gone on within the past 24 hours, but it's not really a lot of court stuff, believe it or not. I mean, there was 2 days ago. I'm trying to think of which ones we spoke about. Didn't he physically work for him in OC? Yeah. You absolutely screwed yourself sitting there with no lane when you harassed John and Guapo. Yeah. Look, I'm not the bully here. Oh, he lied in the lawsuit saying he said I was a mod of his until August of 2024. He's trying to make it look like I'm a disgruntled employee. That's what he's trying to make it look like, Robbie.
Jesus.
But I do have a story about Leslie and Lips. When I was little, apparently I used the sass back a lot. My older brothers nicknamed me, wait for it, Leslie. They still call me that. I don't know. You lost so many people before you even started with Whatnot, whom you didn't have a contract with. You never got paid anything, did you? No, hell no. But I also stopped being a mod for him right after I stopped being a mod for him actually before this, but with the Hoarder House. So that was May 2022. That's over 3 years ago. Not last August. Sorry. And that was a Hoarder House. I don't know. I don't remember when Mill to Grill was, but I know that when they set that up, that's when they finally removed me from, because I was technically still a mod for him in his channel. I can't remove myself as a mod. He has to remove me. But I stopped watching him and doing anything with him. And you guys got to believe that when the Hoarder House bullshit happened, because there was no way in hell I was going to do anything for his channel. Robbie, remember it keep going, like it was like, I don't know, a month or so passed by. I'm like, let's see if I'm still a mod. And I would go to one of his past lives, I'd look at the chat and I'd click on some name and I'd be able to remove them. I'm like, oh my God, he still has me as a mod. I'm still as a mod. And he didn't change that until Mill to Grow. So even still, that's not August of 2024. So I don't know what Shockett's thinking. He's just going to lie or make it up, or he's just totally got the wrong freaking story. But trust, in my timeline, in my introduction, I'll be telling the story. The truth. And I could back that all up with videos as well.
Right.
I mean, Robbie, we have you live on my show finding out what was going down with the Hoarder House. We have Guapo's video talking to Sean. Boom. That's where it all ended. We could show exactly where that all happened.
Yep.
We could show Jeremy talking shit. Who in their right mind and what judge or jury is going to believe that I still modded for him after all that? Not.
I ran.
So 3 years later, the day that he attacks Guapo and I finally actually say something publicly, they think I'm a disgruntled employee? No. First of all, you're not employees as a mod, you're an agent. You sign nothing, but you become an agent. Technically is how they'll look at it. And I did. That's like right now. Flutter never came in my chat again and never said a word, never did nothing, and then I say Flutter only because she's the first blue I see as I'm talking right now. But if she never came in my chat again and I never just forgot and never removed her as a mod, and like 4 months later she comes by and looks in the chat just to see, the only way she could see is if she was able to still remove people or remove comments. And if she could, then yes, she'd still be a mod. If she couldn't, then I obviously removed her as a mod. That's how she would know. You know? But, you know, me being a mod of his up until, you know, that would, no. Disgruntled employee. No, but I'll tell you what, he does have disgruntled employees. Ask me how I know. Can't tell you. It's called witness. So, you know. Jeremy thinks he's smart, and he's obviously not. So, he'll just have to see. But we got all the evidence. I did that for a membership or something, and they took care of it right away. The hoarder was brought by Guapo. It was epic and filled with a ton of collectibles. I think that Jeremy was just so freaking jealous of that. I think he was so jealous that Guapo found that property and got it. You wrote a post on the comment, no one can see it. Do you know what? I may not have approved it yet. I may not have seen it. When did you do it? Yeah, you better put butter on it. Butter needs a raise, Lisa. Beverly having problems with auto pay and was canceled. No. Yeah, I approve all the comments. That way these trolls don't get to say a whole bunch of crap. And if people are disrespectful to others, I don't approve them. Did you ask to be his mod? No, I did not ask to be his mod. One day I was in his chat and I said something in the chat next time and I was blue. And because I was a mod. I was a mod
for me and for George.
Yeah. He knew I was a mod
for him.
Yeah. I was a mod for George, and Robbie. And so he just added me. And all I did was post his links, which was mainly, you know, if you'd like to send some love, and with the booster PO box. That's what I used to post. I never removed anybody from his chat. His chat used to move too fast, so you couldn't really see a lot of trolls and stuff like that as they went by. But, I mean, there was trolls, don't get me wrong.
There's trolls in every one of his before.
Yeah. But who's that? So yeah. Yeah, definitely not a disgruntled anything, and definitely not. I'm not the Lisa who he was fucking around with in Ohio behind George's back. That's not me.
Lisa helped put the woo in Wooster.
Not this Lisa. Definitely not this Lisa. I need a drink. Can you talk to the people? While I get my drink.
Sure. Hey
Thank
peeps,
you.
what's happening? What's up, everybody? Oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. We had a long day. We were separating stuff all day at the warehouse because it started raining. So you can't work outside in the rain. But Kyle, yeah, that heat over there is totally different though, man. The heat over there, there's no humidity in it. So it's like, it's not as bad. It's weird. The eggs are doing great, Hal. They're all in there. Ed Warrior's here, Helen. It was thundering here, but it's not raining again yet. Silverheart, we just had a bunch of stuff to get done in the warehouse. Yeah, Georgia, they're awesome. They're awesome. Connie, I get up at 7:38 and work as much as we can, and then take a break. Uh, yeah, we will, Noreen. Then get back to work when it cools off. I wanted to cut grass all day today. That's what I had to do, but I couldn't. It started pouring at like noon. Becky H will hatch in August. In August, September. End of August, beginning of September, around there. So we got a while yet.
I'm back.
I didn't
It's
see anything
iced
today,
tea.
Kyle.
Oh, iced tea.
Iced tea. Oh,
Did you see Flap Flap's video today, Robbie?
no, I haven't had a chance to do anything today. That's it. My duck has about 20 eggs. She has started sitting on. Awesome, Al.
Where's Mo? Is Mo here?
Yeah, I heard about that up in Jacksonville, Helen. I haven't seen Mo. I'm like, where's my Mo magic?
Hang on.
What'd you find, Flutter?
8 hours ago? Let me look. Um, I don't
Turtle
see
leg
one from
eggs?
you. I don't see one. Let me see. No, I don't see one
I'll look at
from
it,
you.
Flutter.
It's your birthday now? Happy
Mary
birthday to
Lee, happy
you.
birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mary Lee.
That means it's after midnight, doesn't it?
After midnight.
It is
Happy
12:01.
birthday to you. Happy birthday. Trying to figure out what day. So what were the last motions you guys heard?
Strictly.
Strictly, thank you.
Hello, Strictly.
I think I already read them to you. What came out yesterday? The motion for me to use Pacer was denied.
Good night, William.
And
God bless. Prayers.
my opposition wasn't answered because it was granted. So like that's not going to get, motion denied or granted for my motion. It's just his motion was granted. So I'm not sure he even read it before he granted it. But hey, who knows? It's on record. That's all I care about. It's on record. Got a lot of info on record. And there's going to be a lot more on record. But,
Z. Come here a sec.
Kyle! Turtles have back feet. That is what I learned today.
Just the meat in a small thing.
It's Megan's birthday, too? Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, Megan.
Oh, happy birthday,
Lisa
man.
is eating frog and a can. No, I ain't. What are you talking about? No, I ain't. I'm not eating at all. I'm drinking iced tea. It's D. How many court cases is German now? 3 in the federal court. One is the first case with Michelle and John, and then the second one. Well, then there's a countersuit, so that makes it 3 because he's listed like twice. And then there's the federal 2 case with all the 10 defendants, or 11. I don't even know now. They removed Patty or replaced her. And then you have the thumbnails case, the trespass 5 case in Levy County, and then you have Leslie suing him. And Leslie may not be the only one suing him in state. Just saying. So right now, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. He might look at it as 5, but that would not be including the counterclaims. Okay,
Doesn't that tell you something? You're involved in 6 litigations.
Uh-huh.
You must be a shitty ass person.
Well, he's trying to say that everything is frivolous, and he can't seem to understand the concept that he's in other cases with the same person, so they would, in fact, voluntarily dismiss the 2 over here in the county and just add them in a main lawsuit altogether. For some reason, Jeremy can't understand the concept, so he's trying to go for sanctions. But the second her attorney on the other case, that is not her attorney anymore, but with the second that her attorney explains to Judge Davis what the hell happened, it's going to be a wash. There was nothing happened in that case. Nothing. There was no discovery. There was no summary judgment. There was nothing. There was nothing. Nothing transpired in that case. So there should be no sanctions. It's foolish. Is all the evidence due before the magistrate ruled on the motions to dismiss, or any attorneys present? Is all the evidence due before the magistrate rules on the motion to dismiss? No. Due before the motion to dismiss. Which evidence? What do you mean? Right now, there's just motions to dismiss. What do you mean is all the evidence due? No. You would provide evidence in your answer. You could provide evidence, like exhibits for your motions to prove your motions. But like your answer, like you just responded to the case, like responses to JH's claim. You would do that in an answer. Right now, you're in a motion to dismiss. Like you haven't done your answer yet. When your motion to dismiss when the judge puts an order, whether he grants or denies the motion to dismiss, then you'll have a certain amount of time to put your answer in. Is it due? Did he put an order in? He didn't put an order in for yours yet.
For whose?
Marla's. But I'm not a lawyer, Marla. I definitely checked that out. But to my knowledge, he's got to answer the motion to dismiss, the opposition. You put in a motion to dismiss. Jeremy's going to put in opposition to your motion to dismiss, and then the judge is going to, decide whether he grants it or dismisses it, denies it. So, and then you'll go from there. He's got to prove that the claims he's making are valid. What?
Todd came in.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, if he hasn't responded to your motion to dismiss yet, then I didn't think so. But yeah, like with your motions, you have to use exhibits to prove your motions. But as far as all the claims go, no, because he has to prove that the claims are true. You have to prove in your answers that they're not. I know some
that are here.
I have a feeling I'm right. I just don't want to say I am because I'm not a lawyer. But yeah, so he has to oppose Marlon, which he'll do. He said he wasn't going to oppose anybody that was pro se, didn't he? That's on the record. Hey, Jeremy, a man is never a failure until he starts blaming someone else for his mistakes. I just hope I live long enough to see the end of this.
Oh, you're not kidding, Sylvie.
Jeremy said he'll spend his last dime defending this. Because everybody's done so many bad things to him, according to him. Meanwhile, no one's done nothing to him. He's done it all. People have just told the truth.
If he was just doing his damn storage unit videos, no one would even be talking about him.
Yeah, they might be saying, "Oh my God, check out Jeremy's, storage unit channel," and watching his storage unit channel. I don't know. I've never seen any controversy with him until he went after Marilyn Raby. And that's when he learned that the court and the child, sorry, I just read what Sandra said. The court and the drama is making him the views.
Making him money.
Yeah, making him money. So, and you know that based on what he told you.
Yeah.
See, Jeremy seems to forget who our witnesses are. You don't want to serve Robbie. That's fine. Don't serve Robbie. But I can call Robbie as a witness.
Yeah.
I can call Guapo as a witness.
Yep.
Guapo, that's where Jeremy's an idiot. Because Guapo's got him by the balls. Jeremy won't think so, but he does. But I can call all of them as a witness. There was talk behind with the other storage people. I could call Grimes Fine in as a witness. Oh, you want to talk about tortious interference and business relationships? Hold up. Okay. Let's bring in some of your business relationships. Grimes fan? Still rejection pirate, maybe? I don't know. Guapo? Guapo would be the longest, right?
George Pirate, Guapo would be the best.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wouldn't do that if it was unnecessary.
Well, Guapo already told Rips that he wants to.
Well, then. Because I know people don't like going to court and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, unless it was necessary and we really needed to prove a point. But there's other witnesses. We have people that have worked for him.
Yeah,
You know?
Vicky. Love you, bro.
Ex-employees. As far as character witnesses goes, we have exes. So, what's up, Mickey? So, yeah. What did that say? He's my number one fan. He listens every night. Oh, his fake coin pushing videos, his failed ASMR channel, his feet pics he had posted, and he's still trying to find the Lewin Wooster. Connie, you're funny. Yeah, I don't know. Look, he should have just kept doing his damn stories videos or done something. Like, I understand you could do like bad neighbor things or drama. Like, wow, obviously, you could do court cases and stuff like that. It doesn't mean you create the case like. It would be a totally different. Why didn't you just go up to Michelle and say, "Look, let's do this storyline." You know what I mean? And let's do it. You know, why did you have to go and try and ruin someone's life to do what you're doing? You could have asked anybody, any one of your neighbors or whatever, to like play this role and have this whole scripted thing go out. Because you've been scripting it all along with all your lies. You could have just asked them and had them participate.
But then he wouldn't get court.
I was just about to say that he wouldn't have court. He would have had to really have faked it. If he got caught doing that, he'd be in really big trouble. But he's still doing that shit anyway. He's lying to the court. He's using the court like a circus to play out his role, and he's profiting from it. You know?
Yeah.
Sure is, Kristen. She's agreed is a hell of a thing.
That's the crazy thing, you know. It's none of this would have ever like come to the surface of him cheating on all his exes.
All righty, good night, Ernie. Sounds good. I like that.
Good night, Ernie. God bless and prayers. None of that would have came to light because that I could care less about that. He has these Craigslist ads. Who cares? It just shows what a person he is. But
yeah, that's all it's about. Nobody really cares about it.
It's like when he was doing this shit before. I didn't care. I didn't talk about him. He was still doing his bullshit, and I didn't talk about him at all because I didn't care about him. He was out of my life. Then he drugged me back into it.
Yep.
He started attacking me. And
I don't even know why. Why did that even? What made him start that up again?
Because Mimi and Chris were working here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he has an issue with the things that Mimi and Chris do.
Because
they were being nice and was helping with the fence, and the next thing you know, that's when he started removing the memorial.
They got to learn how to choose their friends.
Yeah, a lesson. He was teaching them a lesson.
Yeah.
And that came from Travis's mouth.
That came from Jeremy's mouth.
He said it to Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah. That came from Travis. That he's teaching them a lesson. They need to learn how to pick better friends. And then today, he said he was teaching Leslie a lesson with that post. And then that day that he fought with Guapo, he gave an analogy in reference to being godlike And, that how Noah punished everybody and only kept, not Noah, God punished everybody and only left Noah with the ark and whatnot. And he used that as a lesson, and then he has no problem teaching people lessons. I was like, oh my God, was that like a total God,
Yeah,
godlike
Mickey.
complex or what?
He just contradicts himself all the time.
Right, Debbie? And they will.
Oh,
Yes, I did, Todd. We were talking about that earlier. We were laughing about it. I'll go get my tape. I'll get my measuring tape. Oh, you dig that? He got mad. I'd be mad
look
too.
at Godly, man. Oh boy, you better be careful, Mickey. He might sue you now.
That's just it. That's why he was so mad. He like boasted himself in there. And he got kicked out. I was like, you dumbass. Why didn't you just listen to people in your chat? They all knew what you were doing was wrong. That's funny. Dude, I really have a post-it note sitting here that says spit a goober.
Spit a goober.
Spit a goober and snot rocket. So I remembered to mention it because I thought it was so funny. I even said in my conversation, I said, I'm going to mention that. I got to write this down. Oh. Spit a goober. It's funny. I don't
Bobby,
even know how many people watched him.
Bobby, email me tonight, and that way, first thing in the morning when I go to the warehouse tomorrow, I can do that.
Ricky says, why is debunking a coin pusher such a concern?
He did email me, but it's not at the top of my emails. And if it's at the top of my emails, I'll see it. Thank you, Bobby. And then that way I'll see it tomorrow when I go to the warehouse. It'll be at the top.
I find his storage unit vids rather boring now. He always has sexual innuendo in them. Also, he's not funny to me anymore. Yeah, he's always got. I told you, everything's always a sexual reference. He's got a sexual thing going on. Oh no. Let's see. Yeah, I still don't see it, Sylvie. See email.
A lot of people have asked me what happened between
filing now,
family, and I really don't know the truth on that. So all I know is his family has nothing to do with him.
Didn't I already talk about this? Hold on. Order. This is Doc 156.
Read that later. Robbie, what?
Oh, I thought that was. All right, order. Plaintiff has filed a motion requesting leave to file second motion to compel discovery, 9 pages in excess of 7 pages allotted. Plaintiff states that he needs to exceed the 7-page limit set by the court's scheduling orders to fully present all the relevant facts and legal arguments relating to. So he's asking for, extra page allowance. It okay. Look, I skipped over something. For good cause shown, the court will accept plaintiff's second motion to compel, despite its exceeding the page limit. Let me see.
Okay, Bobby.
All right. Motion requesting leave to file second motion. Compel the excessive what is granted to the extent the court will accept plaintiffs. Each defendant may file a response in opposition to the second motion to compel that does not exceed 16 pages. Defendant's response must remain due on or before June 26, 2025. So ordered this 18th day of June. Okay, let me go back. 157. Why are my eyes burning? Okay. How many pages is this? Hold on. I wonder if they're going to get their copies, being that they're on the service list. I don't get mine. Give them 6 days to respond. That's right. Sorry, now I'm coughing. Sorry.
What Bruce
That's
say? Hello, Bruce. But it's 157 that is based on mine.
That's what I got open. Hold on. 6 pages. I'm going to lose my voice. All right. Response in opposition to request for order under FRCP 41A2, dismissing counterclaim count 1. All right, so this is about the counterclaims. Counter defendant Jeremy B. Hales opposes the request motion for dismissal under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 41A2, Doc 151, and requests that the court deny these requests because Hales will suffer clear legal prejudice. But if the court grants dismissal, that it be with prejudice. States case law. In addition, when, as here, a counter defendant has already incurred expenses, including attorney fees, in defending the counterclaims with a pending motion to dismiss, a plaintiff ordinarily will not be allowed to dismiss his suit without prejudice where the defendant has been put to considerable expense, except on the condition that a plaintiff's... Hold on. He's saying he has... Have you guys even talked about... Has anything ever happened with the countersuit yet? How does he have any expense if that's what he's trying to say? Am I out of my mind here? Oh my God. Hold on. All right, so... without prejudice where the defendant has been put to considerable expense, except on the condition that a plaintiff reimburse the defendant for a portion of the expenses, including attorney's fees. Counter plaintiff already filed and dismissed same cause of action once in state court 2024 in case number blah blah blah, filed in the 8th Judicial Circuit Court in and for Levy County, Florida. Copies of the complaint and notice of voluntarily dismissal being attached here to as Exhibit 1. Is that the TRO? The counterclaim was subject... That is a lie. The expenses the motion to dismiss they filed, 8586, for which he was sanctioned $4,000. Okay. Under the 2 dismissal rule, upon the second dismissal of the same claim operates as an adjudication of the merits. We're court acting. Court should consider whether there has been a record activity and whether dismissal would create significant problems of judicial administration. There's currently a pending motion to dismiss on these counterclaims, which has already involved judicial and attorney's fees. Thus, this is an attempt to avoid dismissal on the basis of the merits, right at the brink of when a decision on the merits is pending. Since there has been recent court activity.
Bruce said send him a link. He'll explain it.
Yeah, because it's getting confusing, to be honest with you, especially between the two cases. Hold on a second. Hold on, let me get to the link. I gotta get back to my screen. Here we go. It's confusing because there's two counterclaims in there, and it's not making sense to me at the very moment. He's better off explaining it. All right, where's my link? Like yes, copy. 1 second. Compose. Bruce. All right, there you got it, Bruce. Let me open this up. 157. All right, let's move this over here so we can open it up. Ew. Just saw a picture on my screen. Ew. All right. We'll present this. Doc 150. Okay.
All right, brother. Will do, Mickey.
All right. All right, so now we're just waiting on Bruce to arrive. Let's hang. If I miss, I'll call back. Gotcha. Good night, Mickey. I'm sad now, but let's hope my game goes along tonight. Have a great night off. Why are you sad?
Why? Why are you sad now? What's wrong? What happened to Kyle?
What do you mean you're waiting? You're not here. Oh my God, don't tell me. Hold on.
Sent him the wrong link.
No, it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. When I go and I copy the link, I'm copying it from right here, the StreamYard we're in, and for some reason it's sending you into a past StreamYard. Hold on. What I did, how I got you here was going to the one I sent you. So hold on. Bruce, I'm going to have to send it to you again. I don't know I don't know why it's doing that. It's just doing it like the past 3 nights. Robbie.
She did it to me like 10 times.
Totally different. Night. It has a totally different number. Hold on, I gotta copy it. Copy. Now I'm gonna email Bruce again. Yeah. At least I know it's up. I don't have to. All right, Bruce, you're gonna get another email. Use this link instead. Did he say why he was sad?
No. We did, Debbie.
All right, he's here now. I hear him. Hold on. All right, here he is.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, so I got this docket open.
Yeah, as usual, it's astounding to me. This shock it's like I have to file something, and if all I can do is lie, no problem. lie after lie after lie. This guy, I mean, it's insane. And the thing is, it happens in litigation, and so the judge is supposed to do something. And when you file grievances to the bar about stuff that happens in litigation, they go, "Oh well, that's in litigation. Tell it to the judge." And this judge allowed them to lie to him by putting false labels on non-extortion. He let them lie to him in an affidavit to add an allegation about online posts calling a child predator that weren't even in the complaint, lied about the being named a party in the counterclaims, which is relevant to this new filing. Lies, 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 and lies and lies. It's all he knows how to do is lie. Lied on his Series 7 license application, lied on his Arkansas bar application, and I have no doubt in my mind, none whatsoever, that he lied through his teeth on his Florida bar application, because he's a liar and he's a crook and he's a disgrace and a stain on the legal profession. And this is just another small example of how this man is a lying disgrace of a lawyer. So let me explain. Wait a minute. Let me give an intro. Oh, sorry.
This is his opinion. He's allowed to have it. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, it's my opinion, but it's also that he lies, and this is a fact. I say fact.
Bruce, does he lie?
It is a factual, true statement that he is a liar, and this is the lie that we're going to discuss now. Yes, Robbie.
Hey, Bruce, does he lie?
As easy as he breathes. As easy as he tickles his keyboard.
Oh my God.
It's almost like if some people would devote even half their energy to honest pursuits that they devote to being crooked and lying, they'd probably do better. I don't know.
So explain what this is.
All right. Let's go back to some previous filings. We filed, when I was counsel, counterclaims, and we filed the answer and counterclaims. Those are back in number 69 and 70, February 8th. Okay, now if you remember, the counterclaims involved 3 counts each for John and Michelle. And in retrospect, the one by John, the 3 were the signs were written by Jeremy as a frame job. And then the second one was the thumbnails, the same claim that had been filed in the state court action and voluntarily dismissed without prejudice. And that's now the thumbnail sanction. And the third one was just a invasion of privacy based on the thumbnails also, but a common law cause of action. All right. So previously, the 2 counterclaims based on the thumbnails were already withdrawn by request granted by the court. And let me see if I can quickly find those. All right. And the reason was because we decided it was better to wait for the big damages lawsuits to be filed and just bring those along with that, right? So the judge grants the order. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to find the number, but give me a moment. Let's see. Answer.
Hey, Pabs.
Go ahead, talk while I look for this, because. All right, so the answer and counterclaims were 69 and 70. Then there was a motion relief to reply. Motion. Oh, okay. And then 85 and 86 were his frivolous motion to dismiss. Now, if you look at 85 and 86, that's when he said that the counterclaims made him a party. Okay.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
And then, all right, and then all this stuff happened with the motion. All right, let me see if I can find the denying extension.
That was a joke.
Order denying motion to dismiss.
And even Belitho was like, at no point did you ever get served? Did you ever? I mean, it was really
Right. Well, yeah.
stupid.
So right in 91, he denies those frivolous motions, right?
Right.
And then comes 96, the motion for sanctions, and then the order to show cause, etc. And then I filed the 4 motions for attorney fees, and there's no response from Belitho to any of those until I then filed the motion with the 35 emails, and then he flips his lid and orders everybody to bring their checkbooks, and randomly goes back and picks out prior motions and says these are frivolous, and bring your checkbooks. And then, so sure enough, he was correct about 85 and 86 having been frivolous, and so he correctly sanctioned Shockett $4,000 for filing those. Now,
Right.
So what happens here is, let's see. Oh yeah, so in number 119, I finally found it. They actually responded to our request to dismiss only the thumbnails, 2 counterclaims based on the thumbnails, meaning the statutory one and the common law count. And they wrote in 119, plaintiff does not object to dismissal of counterclaims 2 and 3. Okay.
Right.
And so based on that, the court okay, and it said the dismissal of counterclaims 2 and 3 does not eliminate the need for the court to rule on the motions to dismiss as to count 1. Let's see what that was. Okay, I got you. There was a motion to dismiss 1-9 and 1-10, which are anti-SLAPP. But let me see if that's count 1. Oh, okay. Well, in any event, the lie is that the counterclaim, which we have now asked in 150 and 51 to be dismissed without prejudice, so that means it could be pursued later on, which is that Hales wrote the signs himself. He's saying in 157 that this was a claim that was already filed in state court and withdrawn. Lie. Now, the other, I thought there was 2 lies, because I thought that they were saying there's still a motion to dismiss pending when he was, and I thought he was referring to 85 and 86, which were only pertaining to the thumbnails counterclaims and which were deemed frivolous, and he was fined $4,000 for. And he doesn't specify in this filing today what number, and every time I refer to a prior filing, I always put the number. Okay,
Right.
so here he writes on page 2, there is currently a pending motion to dismiss on these counterclaims, and doesn't identify which ones. So I'm thinking that he's referring to 85 and 86. That wouldn't be pending anymore. So he must be referring to the anti-SLAPP motions to dismiss. However, it is not a claim that has been filed in state court. Only the thumbnails claims were filed in state court and withdrawn. And then they were dismissed without prejudice by Judge Belitho. So yes, they may be pursued a third time by right, because they were never litigated on the merits. But this counterclaim, which is that the signs were forged by Hales and framed, framed Michelle for them, was never a claim in state court. So that this whole basis of this motion, the 2 dismissal rule requires dismissal with prejudice, is a lie. He's lying that this was previously filed in state court.
Are you sure that's what he's talking about, though? Like, that's the exact claim?
Yeah, because there's only one counterclaim in the case. Okay, so he's talking. Let's see. Counter has already incurred. Counter has already filed the same cause of action. See, this is why he says the counterclaim plaintiff already filed and dismissed the same cause of action once in state court in 2024, and he's referring to the thumbnails case. So by virtue of that, he misleadingly makes you think he's talking about the thumbnails, or he actually is talking about the thumbnails, which would be ridiculous, because that's already been dismissed from this case. by request without prejudice. And the only remaining counterclaim is the one on the signs that Jeremy wrote the signs. It's an emotional distress counterclaim that he framed her for the signs and made all this content out of it. And that has never been pursued in state court. And it would not be a second dismissal. It would be the first dismissal. So once again, an entire motion that the entire foundation of it is based on a falsity.
Based on lies.
And he's asking to dismiss that counterclaim.
Yep, he's lying and saying that it was already filed in state court and dismissed once.
Right.
So it shouldn't be first of all, he's saying it shouldn't be dismissed at all because they have a motion to dismiss pending. But that, however, the rule says only that a motion for summary judgment is requires permission. But I don't know. We're asking the judge for permission, or they are. And he's saying that because it was filed in state court already, if it's dismissed, it should be with prejudice. And if that were dismissed with prejudice on that basis, because it was filed in state court, that would be a lie and improper. So again, it now necessitates further, further proceedings, because now it's necessary for Michelle and John to reply, to point out that this is a false premise for a motion. Because an ethical lawyer who made an honest mistake would clarify it himself. But this isn't an honest mistake. This is an affirmative attempt to mislead the court. Again, for about the 10th time.
He's constantly misleading the court. Constantly. In every little thing. You know what
That's
I mean?
all
Even
you can do in a
service
case like this. That's all you can do in a case like this. All you can do is mislead, and hope you get a judge that just lets you continue to do it.
And which is
Sure.
why
You had me exercise jurisdiction by putting a fake label, call extortion, on innocuous statements. No problem. You didn't lie in the complaint about online posts calling a child predator, but you added that lie to an affidavit just specifically to get me to exercise jurisdiction, and I did. No problem. Give me more nonsense.
Oh my gosh.
And here they do. Nonsense.
Well, I must tell you, this one had me confused. It definitely had me confused.
That's all they do. That's all they know how to do is confuse and obfuscate and mislead and lie.
Yeah, I still have to go through and find out if he changed anything else besides adding Ray to the new amendment. Because Ray's like this little paragraph, and then the rest of it's all Lee. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, that's what they do. What they do is they make the initial foundational lie, and then they just cite a bunch of boilerplate legal standards that would pertain if the facts were as they aren't. It's astounding. I mean, it's just, I'm telling you, there is no other lawyer that has come remotely close to this level with the complete lack of any constraint or compunction. And believe me, I've come across some doozies. He takes the cake. And frankly, this is clearly a case where the lawyer is allowing the client to run the show. There is no regard. The client is running the show. There is no regard for any rules of conduct or ethics or anything else. And they'll get away with it until a judge does something about it, until some judge does something about it.
That's why he loves Bilal, though.
And they're given every opportunity in their own actions for a judge to do something about it. But apparently it's just going to take a lot of lawsuits and judges dealing with them as defendants. Because I guess it's just too easy to be a plaintiff and just make up any bullshit. And hey, we'll have a trial in a year and a half after we torture these people and make a shitload of money on YouTube over it. All we got to do is just make up lies, put false labels on it, and file a lot of motions. No problem.
So as he says, you guys are papering him. He's the one who's doing it.
Everything they say is projection and confession. when they want to do something, or when they do something that they know is wrong, they accuse the other of doing it. That is the formula. It is that easy with some people and some judges to just simply do that. Wham! It's like a magical. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi in the bar there. Like you did not see this droid or something. Whatever. Wave your hand. Wave your hand. It is extortion.
Someone was reading it, and I
This
think
is
there was something
crazy ass
different. They
shit.
got excited. Well, I saw everything in the new one, and it's still all lies. I don't know what they got so excited about.
But you see the level, the detail. So this is an obscure little detail here. Okay, so look, at some point, counterclaims for every. Do you remember? Look at how all the dominoes fall here. Why was there a counterclaim based on the signs? Do you remember? Here's a little quiz. Why was there a counterclaim filed? Did we want to file a counterclaim based on the signs?
No, you wanted to do a whole lawsuit, right?
Didn't we want to bring all the claims in one big lawsuit?
Yes,
But
yes,
then
which is why the state cases were voluntarily dismissed.
Right, but yet we went ahead and filed this counterclaim in this federal case.
Because yes, and I know why. Because the signs, right?
What?
The expert.
Because the expert, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
so let's recap. So there's an obscure timing rule about disclosing your expert, right? It says that once one side discloses an expert, if you want to disclose a purely rebuttal expert, you have to do it within 30 days. But yet there's all kinds of case law that says that, but as long as there's no prejudice, there easily can extend that time. And there was no prejudice if we waited till later. And why did we wait till later to disclose an expert? Because we had motions pending for 5 months that were being sat on to dismiss the entire case. So what are we supposed to do? 5 months go by, no rulings on motions that should throw the case out. But since we can't get a ruling on these for 5 months, now let's dig into our pockets and spend thousands of dollars so we can meet a deadline for disclosing an expert months and months and months and months before this close of discovery, even though there would be no reason why they couldn't fully depose and do everything they want in response to our expert later. Okay, so all that happens, and we seek, and therefore we seek an extension of time under this obscure timing rule, under Rule 26, like A23 sub Roman numeral B3. It's like ridiculous, and
right.
Now they oppose. Now this is just for a simple extension of time to disclose a rebuttal expert months before discovery, no prejudice whatsoever. They file a 17-page opposition, and they don't even claim that they'd be prejudiced. They just say because that the rule should be strictly enforced for some reason. It should absolutely no prejudice, but because they missed the deadline, there is no possible reason the court should ever entertain. It's ridiculous. So anyway, now here's where the judge jumps in. He says, "Okay, I order an expedited response to that. I order the plaintiff to file an expedited response to the defendant's motion seeking an extension of time so they can still file a purely rebuttal expert and wouldn't therefore have to bring counterclaims to be able to disclose a counterclaim expert that would serve as a rebuttal expert also." All right, so we're thinking, wow, this judge is actually reading something. He sees that the deadline for us to file the counterclaim, because we have a pleading deadline that's driving this whole thing. So we have to know by that pleading deadline, do we need to bring a counterclaim or not? If we are able to disclose a rebuttal expert, meaning if our motion for extension of time to do so is granted, great, we'll just rebut their expert as a defense and not have to file our own counterclaim just so we can bring our expert in. Okay, so we're thinking, wow, he ordered an expedited response. This must mean that he's aware of this timing issue and he wants to see what they have to say so he can make sure that we're not forced to bring a counterclaim and we can at least have a ruling on the rebuttal extension. All right, and guess what happens? No ruling comes. They do file their 17-page expedited response, and no ruling comes by the deadline. So therefore, in an abundance of caution, in case we're going to be precluded on this extremely obscure timing technicality from disclosing a rebuttal expert, we therefore bring a counterclaim giving us the right to disclose Kurt Baggett as an expert witness, which would also serve to rebut their expert. Okay, but now we're
Right.
to bring the counterclaim, which we never wanted to bring. And
Right.
guess what? Guess what the judge does? Does he address the merits? Does he address the merits of our extension of time request? Does he address the merits of whether they'd be prejudiced by giving this the extension of time? Does he address their 17-page opposition? Nope. Because we filed a counterclaim, it's moot. This is where I would normally burst out laughing in one of my demonic laughs, but everybody's asleep here, so I'm not going to. So all of that,
It is
all
late.
of that, all of that time, all of that motions, all of that writing and researching and filing, all became moot after he expedited their response. It's just astounding to me. All right, so now where did that lead? Okay, so the counterclaims get filed, and because and only because we're filing. And because of what they're doing in state court, we decide that maybe it's a good idea to bring, as long as we're forced against our will, to bring a counterclaim, to bring the thumbnail claim as well, because now we'll be able to show the state court that while they're ludicrously seeking sanctions, claiming it was frivolously filed in state court, whereas it was never litigated on the merits or even any discovery or nothing, it is being pursued in another forum. And so they're asking a state court to find a claim that's frivolous while it's being pursued on the merits in another forum as of right. It's a ludicrous, absurd motion, again, that they've used to retaliate against poor Scott Stark and to make money off of legal fees and to make content out of it. And it's only a matter of Judge Davis, being alerted to all this.
Right, because he's obviously not. I don't even know if Jeremy realizes it.
All right. So now there's 3 counterclaims. All right. And then we bring, and then all this shit happens, and we bring the request to dismiss only the thumbnails counterclaims, and they didn't oppose that or something. Anyway, that got granted. So those claims are still preserved, but this motion that treats the remaining counterclaim the same way as if they say this would be if it's dismissed without prejudice, it'll be pursued for the 3rd time. That's a lie.
Right.
The thumbnails would be pursued for a 3rd time, but that's a fait accompli. We already have that. They already have that right. Nothing's going to change that. But this counterclaim has never been filed in state court, and so this, this is just a false premise for another motion.
Hey,
So
Lisa,
yeah.
my phone's dying. That's what kicked me off. Lisa,
right.
Bruce, have a great night. Everybody in the chat, have a great night. And I will see you on my live tomorrow night. God bless and prayers to everybody. Bruce, good job, buddy. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Robbie.
And just do what you do, bro. Just be you.
Yep.
Good night, Robbie. So,
good night, guys.
So if you scroll through this, you'll just see how they reference. Let me find on page 2. I think is where it says.
Page 2.
It says the heading. No, I'm sorry, page 3. So Roman numeral 2. Alternatively, the 2 dismissal rule requires dismissal. The counter plaintiff has already filed and dismissed the same cause of action once in state court. See attached filing, and what he attached is the thumbnails lawsuit, and that's the false premise right there. And then the rest of it is just as if that weren't false. Under 41, if a plaintiff has previously dismissed a federal or state court action, it operates the second time operates as adjudication on the merits. That's a correct statement of the law. And the reason that the thumbnails second dismissal wasn't an adjudication on the merits is because we requested it. We didn't just do it. If we had just said we withdraw it a second time, done, we'd be screwed. We said to the judge, we request to be dismissed without prejudice, and that was granted without prejudice. But now he's claiming that the remaining counterclaim, which is that Hales wrote the signs, would be being dismissed for the second time. That's a lie. And the lie is there, and then it's all bullshit. The 11th Circuit has recognized that the primary purpose of the two dismissal rule is to prevent blah, 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 blah. Therefore, the court should dismiss the counterclaims with prejudice to prevent further abuse. See, they're the ones abusing. This is a frivolous motion, and it multiplies proceedings.
Call them up.
And then again, in number 3, on page 4, he says, granting dismissal would unfairly prejudice the repeated filings and dismissals of the same cause of action caused to incur unnecessary legal expenses. Allowing dismissal without prejudice would leave the counter defendant to further third litigation on the same claims. Liar.
He hasn't had any litigation on that claim.
This is the first time this only counterclaim that remains in this case and that to which this motion is subject pertains has never been filed anywhere else except in this case.
Although that was a thumbnail case and an invasion case.
So he intends for the judge to read this. He intends for the judge to read this motion and just simply say, "Oh, okay, in that case, dismissed with prejudice."
Yeah, and not pay attention to what was the other counterclaims.
Precisely.
Like, I just believe it. So
No,
he's trying to trick the judge. So what Michelle needs to do, or should do, in my opinion, is a reply and point it out.
Yep.
And say he's and point it out, saying that he's purposely trying to mislead this court.
And in fact, it even says the request that she filed is so short. It's 2 paragraphs. It says, pursuant to Rule 41A2, Michelle Preston requests an order dismissing counterclaim count 1 without prejudice. Mm-hmm. And then it quotes the rule, and it says,
"Thank you, Noel."
It says an action may be dismissed at the plaintiff's request only by court order on terms that the court considers proper, unless the order states otherwise. It's without prejudice. And the only reason we're requesting it is because they did file the motion to dismiss. If they hadn't, we could have just withdrawn it, I believe, without asking. So.
Wow. So the count 1, the dismiss, as far as the counterclaims, the count 1 was the thumbnails, right?
No, actually, count 1 is this one. Count 2 and 3 were the thumbnails.
2 and 3 were the thumbnails. Okay,
yeah,
so count
2 and 3 are already gone.
Noel, thank you. They're already gone.
Without prejudice.
So what's
at our request?
Okay, so it can be refiled. So
correct. Yes. Those are going to be refiled. The thumbnails claims are still, still alive and well.
Okay, and this one is just about the signs, the forged signs. So, correct. And that's still there. It's the only one that's still there.
Right.
And he's doing. So is this like an opposition to this? Oh, hold on. Yes, opposition for order in dismissing counterclaim 1.
I think
so. He doesn't. I think that the title is what twisted me up. So he doesn't want you to dismiss that counterclaim, or he does?
No. Well, what he's saying
opposing
is, what he's saying is he's opposing our request that it be dismissed without prejudice.
Okay,
so he doesn't want to dismiss. He doesn't want it He doesn't want it to be dismissed under Rule 41.
Now it makes more sense. Yeah, I lost that part.
He wants it to be dismissed on their motion number 109 and 110, their anti-slap motion. Right. And I realized the reason we had to ask permission. The rule says that you can only withdraw it or dismiss it voluntarily without a court order if you do it before the opposing party serves either an answer or a motion for summary judgment. I believe they filed an answer with their anti-slap motion. That would be the reason why.
Anti-slap against Michelle. That's funny shit.
Did they file an answer? Yeah, answer. Yeah, they did. See, 106 and 107. So the reason I couldn't, Michelle and John couldn't just withdraw count one without prejudice is because they had because there's an answer filed. Therefore, it requires the court's permission. So, in response to the
Gotcha.
request for court permission to withdraw that, dismiss that without prejudice, he decided to file a lying motion claiming that this was a previously filed and previously dismissed in state court.
So they're trying to get it to be dismissed with prejudice so it can't be filed again.
Correct.
Because Jeremy's what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's talk about that. So that whole yeah. This scumbag actually had the audacity to contact the hospital. He actually this dirtbag who got kicked out of the dental profession, who lied on his Series 7 application, who lied on his Arkansas bar application, and who I'm sure lied on his Florida bar application, is actually insinuating that a honest lawyer would falsely claim to have health issues and be hospitalized to get out of a ridiculous, absurd, frivolous, vexatious motion for which Shockett will be paying, and call the hospital to confirm, and actually emailed the court to say, yeah, okay, I called and confirmed that he's in the hospital. I mean, honest to God, what a clown.
So they still had the hearing though. And
No, they didn't have any hearing. What do you mean?
well, they all showed up, and Jeremy said that it was
They always show up. They always show up. They show up even though they know it's not. They'd schedule. They convened your deposition knowing you weren't coming. They show up. They show up to cancel. They show up to canceled hearings. Why? Well, because they've been making such hype out of it. So
he could charge Jeremy money.
What would be the only boring content he could say? Oh, they got continued. No, we showed up. We won. This happened. The hospital.
Did you see that video yesterday? Like from the very beginning, they're like, "We won" with screenshots and this and that. We won, and I'm thinking, okay, what the hell did you win? And by the end, I'm like, because I kept skipping through it, I didn't watch the whole thing because I didn't care about all the crap. And it's like, and so the hearing's been rescheduled. I'm like, so you didn't win shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I found out later on there was a whole bunch of emails and shit. So
yeah, I'm looking at it. There was nothing. There's nothing on the docket from yesterday. Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. That's why I was like, well, Bruce said it was canceled, and it was because it was the night before, and you said it wasn't happening. You said that Stark was in the hospital. So
the biggest question I have now is what is Shockett thinking? What is he projecting into the future for himself? His firm is gonna be tied up in so much litigation by so many different people that he has abused his his privilege as a lawyer against. I mean, it's he must be planning on retiring or something.
Kim says, wait, a hospital can't confirm that a patient is there. He has to have a release of info from the
well, read his email then. Read it now. Show it. Show what Shockett wrote to the court.
Hold on. Even if he is a lawyer or have a court order, he could have called and just asked for his room, and that's how he found out he was there. He could have simply done that.
No, because they're not that stupid. If hospitals aren't allowed to disclose if somebody's a patient, they're not going to fall for that.
Well, you can call a hospital. I mean, I did it with Rosie when Rosie was here. I was able to call and ask if she was there, and they said she got admitted, so they transferred me to the room. Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't care if it's a HIPAA violation or not. He's a scumbag for even making the call.
Well, I think what they want paperwork. Like I think the judge, wants information from the doctor or whatever proof he's there. But I mean, they don't need to have medical history as proof. And I think that's what they were. I don't know. To me, that was a confusing email and stuff, and what they were trying to. You have to remember, Shock is very intimidating to people. He's a cocky ass, and actually, he thinks that he could scare people into giving them what he wants. And she's clearly saying, "I don't have to give you anything because it's a HIPAA law." So I get what she's saying, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Well, put it this way: if Judge Davis says he wants something from the doctor saying he was in the hospital or whatever, then all Stark has to do is allow him to do that, and I guess, or maybe it's an order. I don't know. But he doesn't have to tell him like he's in here for cardiac and he's got this, and this. He doesn't have to do that. He just has to say he's there. And
well, here's what's going to happen.
I can see him asking for that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I could just say I can see him asking for that.
All right. Well, here's what's going to happen.
But Jeremy asking for it is like.
when and if there's a proceeding on this ridiculous, absurd thumbnails motion, Judge Davis will hear about them, Jeremy going on YouTube the night of the dismissal of the TRO and driving
Which
up and down.
Not to do. Yeah.
Right. He will be shown, if possible, clips of the Zoom deposition. And if you want, also not only talking about it on YouTube the night. How about on his way home, he drove by her house and was recording in front of her house. Yeah, exactly.
And if you want, you could also show him the hundreds of videos we have of him stalking her ever since.
Yeah, there will be a nice presentation prepared for whenever anything's before Judge A. But then what's going to happen when that case is dismissed? There will be whatever the 508 motions for sanctions against them for their motion for sanctions, and there will be. I guarantee there will be a lawsuit, Scott Stark against Randall Shockett. Guaranteed. And Jeremy Hales. There will be plenty of lawyers who are going to be just thrilled and happy to help Scott Stark sue Randall Shockett and Jeremy Hales for what they've put him through with this.
I mean, he's stalking him online.
And guess what? And guess what? When scumbags commit torts against victims, they take their victims as they find them with health problems and all. So if Scott Stark's health issues are being exacerbated because of this stressful litigation and the constantly having to get postponements to these hearings on the stupid sanctions motion, that's going to be compensable. It's going to come from Shockett. I bet Shockett doesn't have malpractice insurance.
Right. Maybe that's why Jeremy's paying us so much money.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. It seems to go up $10,000 a week. So I don't know what Shockett's actually doing to cause that money. Oh, but did you hear Jeremy charges $1,000 a day for his time?
He's trying to claim that he's going to be entitled to recover for his time for litigation. Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah, and it's $1,000 a day. I'm like,
right.
Really?
Where does he come up with that?
Because he has employees. Because he's got employees and stuff and such. Yeah, he went to our list.
Just makes up nonsense that it enters his head and comes out of his disgusting mouth. Enters his sick head and comes out of his disgusting putrid mouth.
He said it's $1,000 an hour, not $1,000. Oh, I thought he said it was $1,000 a day. $1,000 an hour. Okay. Good luck with that. But all right. So there was a troll in here.
It must be such a weird thing to have your entire life is just fake. It's a fake life, a completely fake life. Everything you do is to create a fake life so you can fool gullible people into liking you, believing lies about you, and sending you money. I mean, this is literally your purpose for existing. Everybody hates you. Your kids hate you. Every woman you've ever been with is afraid of you and terrified of you and hates you. You look for ways to harm people's lives. You look for ways to infiltrate people's lives, to insinuate yourself into people's lives, to reach out and find other people in the lives of people that you're targeting. What I mean, I can't think of a lower life, a lower form of life. I mean, this is the low life of all low lives that I think I've ever encountered.
Yeah. I
have to create a fake life for YouTube, and so I'm going to turn people into characters for my fake YouTube life. This is my reason for getting up every day.
He's documenting his life, and it's all about his life, but yet no, it's not. It hasn't been about his life for the past 2.5 years.
Completely contrived. Your entire existence is contrived.
Michelle and John don't interfere with his life at all. He's the one doing the interfering, and
Yep.
which means that he's not documenting his life. He's documenting a false life of theirs. You know what I mean? He's talking about their life and making it all up. You know,
And he found
that's what he's been doing.
probably the one lawyer that would be willing to go along with this.
Unbelievable.
The
Because
one lawyer
nobody
whose reputation
else
is already so low that it couldn't get any lower by doing any of this. It's impossible to have a worse reputation than being kicked out of the dental profession, being caught lying on your Series 7, lying on your Arkansas bar application, rejected 10-1 by the Board of Bar Examiners and upheld by the Arkansas Supreme Court. I mean, it's difficult to imagine a lawyer with a worse reputation going in than that right there.
Bruce, can dirty lawyers be tarred and feathered? Asking for a friend and a question not aimed at you. Just curious.
What was the question?
So, can dirty lawyers be tarred and feathered? Asking for a friend and a question not aimed at you. Just curious.
Well, figuratively, you know, I mean, some would describe the whole disciplinary process as tarred and feathered.
All right, and then we've had a troll in here going on and on and on and on. So, and other people have actually asked this question about the new lawyer. So, can you give us any information on or update on the new lawyer?
No.
Okay. They're just talking about it in the chat.
What's that?
They're just talking about it. They were talking about it in the chat.
Yeah.
Several people had asked, but there's a troll in here that keeps bringing it up. So, did this song, or do you take a towel off you? What? Peter Benjamin, what did you say? Did this song, or do you take a towel out on your body like it aids you real fast? Did it? What? I have no idea what you're talking about, Beard.
Yeah, I'm having a tough time interpreting that one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I mean, this was definitely confusing, but it makes more sense now. It's not going to be disclosed, and whoever it is has me blocked. Gotcha. So, all right. So this makes more sense for sure. So they just try to do it. They're lying about it, and they just want to get it without prejudice, so it can't be brought up again. Reason being because they don't want it to come out at all anymore that it's about forged signs. So yeah.
But this is yet another motion that requires, you know, more filings and more proceedings.
Yeah. Did this ordeal take a toll out on you? New phone, voice to text. Oh, you guys should stop using that voice to text stuff because it causes problems. Just saying. Yeah, it was the troll that was asking, but other people have asked too, so that's why I asked it anyway. Just so that we could say, yeah. The fact of the matter is, guys, no one's gonna get this attorney's name until it's absolutely necessary because there's no reason to cause a stir to have assholes do what they did to Bruce and the other attorneys to this new attorney or any attorney. Did you hear Jeremy's threat to all attorneys? What was it? Was it yesterday's video or the day before? Yeah, any attorney that wants to come after him and try and get his money, he's going. Yeah, I mean, he was like threatening them left and right. That he'll use every last dime he makes.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And use the fullest extent of the law, by the way. Isn't that a phrase that's usually used in criminal?
I'll say one thing. I'll say one thing about him. He's a rank and file coward.
I think it's really important when this all gets to a certain point is to somehow make sure that Jeremy cannot file crazy lawsuits like this again. I think it's very important.
Well, yeah, the vexatious litigant designation is a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, when you get to drag out a frivolous, vexatious case for a year and a half like this,
Let's see. Bruce, will this go to jury?
well, we talked about this. It's
It
ludicrous.
shouldn't.
To have a jury trial over this would be the absolute farce of a trial, of all farces of a trial in civil court in the United States of
And
America in the last decade.
as you've always said, if this goes to a jury, he wins. It doesn't matter what the jury says, yes or no. If it gets to a jury, he wins because
He's
it's all
already
about
won.
the Parliament.
He's already won. Every filing, every motion, every new ruling, no new order that causes everybody to run around with chickens with their heads cut off and have to file for extensions and respond to frivolous lies and motions. They win, they win, they win, they win, they win, they win, they win. And people's
We got
lives
more
are consumed. And people who have a child to raise have to spend all their time and energy on this while the judge sits there and lets it go on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
Right. More Parliament, more content.
Yeah. But then he issues rulings like expedited response, and everybody, okay, expedited response. Let's do more work because now it's like more work. Maximize the waste of time. Let's maximize it. Waste.
Well, that's
more
what's
waste
tripping
time.
me
More
out
wasted
about.
time. More wasted time.
That's what's tripping me out about Helms' dismissal because the anti-slap. The anti-slaps is supposed to be handled expeditiously. And it's like he's
there's
asking
more
for more
extensions
time, and
of time to be gained, and more extensions of time to be gained, and more, other motions to dismiss. So we got to stagger everything. I got to keep everybody busy.
Yeah, you're right. As you said, it's a tax write-off. But yeah, Palomar, absolute Palomar. So what's next? What are we waiting on?
Well, let's see. Lots of things, especially number 123.
Yeah. But I mean, what's going to happen with that? I mean, he's still ruling on the case.
It's like as if there hasn't been a motion out there for 2.5 months
vacate him. Yeah.
to vacate consent.
Yeah.
But yet since then he's caused them to have to go to Gainesville. I think 3 occasions. 3 different occasions, as if this is like the Enron scandal case that everybody's got to treat it that seriously with deadlines and strict deadlines and strict enforcement of deadlines for filing and strict enforcement of Rule 7.1 whenever I feel like it, and they'll ignore it whenever I feel like it.
Right. Yeah. Well, he denied my motion to use the pacer. And referred to me, kind of used me as a prisoner as an example.
I don't get it. I don't even get it. There's perfectly a good cause to allow someone.
I think my mistake in that motion, though, my mistake in the motion was, I gave my reasons why I would want it, but I also should have put in there that Shockett's not, he's not sending me copies of anything. That I should be able to use Pacer to do this, you know what I mean? And not have to worry about whether I'm not getting a copy of something filed or, and what's his reason for doing that anyway?
And why shouldn't an involuntary defendant, the rule should only apply to plaintiff pro se. An involuntary defendant, it's discrimination.
Yeah.
It's discrimination. It's bad enough. It's bad enough that some scumbag lawyer is forcing you to have to respond to this nonsense. But then they have to make it as difficult and logistically burdensome as possible.
The other thing I wanted to mention that Jeremy said was that he says that I'm deleting files and stuff, right? And then he goes, that was in one of his postings on his page. But in his video, he said that I am illegally deleting my chat messages. And I am under a court order not to.
Bullshit. You could delete all you like.
Where I'm like, first of all, my channel is not under a court order of anything, and I could delete any comments I want.
Part of his whole this whole like facade is like they find out that somebody had a conversation with someone else and it got deleted. Oh my God, they deleted a conversation! Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, as if that in and of itself is anything other than completely innocuous. It is just so insane. I mean, that this goes on like this, and the accumulation of time that has been sucked from people and energy, and from that child, her mother's time and energy from raising her, because of this, because the authorities that have the ability and the obligation to prevent this have not done so.
Doesn't dismissing the counterclaim that was meant to enable her to have a rebuttal to the plaintiff's expert leave her without a rebuttal witness now?
Well, yeah, well, potentially, yes, unless that same expert's allowed to testify against theirs. I don't know how it will go, honestly.
It's like you can't even tell because you can't tell what this judge is going to do.
The expert's been disclosed for months. I forget when, but a long time ago.
Yeah.
So there would be no prejudice whatsoever.
Yeah. So I'm going to use his report in my motion to dismiss. Because he's saying he makes an allegation against me. Where is it? Where is it? Defamation. Lee accused Jeremy Hales of torturing Preston for content, forging signs, and other defamatory claims. And I have an expert. He accused me of. It says Lee accused Jeremy Hales of torturing Preston for content, forging signs, and other defamatory claims. So the defamatory claims are not; they're my opinions. The forging of the signs part has to do because we had a report from the expert, right? And then my comments about him torturing Preston for content. That's still my opinion. So the forging signs.
Let him sue you for accusing him of writing the signs, and then you get to prove, and then we get to prove that he wrote the signs.
Exactly. So, I mean, and I did also, in my opposition, I was able, like everybody's saying, like, oh, it was denied. First of all, I'm not sure that he even read it before granting the motion to compel, which he's going to, motion to amend, leave to amend. He was going to grant it anyway. That wasn't the point. The point was I wanted him to know that I was in opposition and why. And not only why, but also let him know a couple of other things involving the case, especially the fact that I wasn't getting, he did not confer with me like he said. And he also has not sent me anything that, he's telling the court he's sending me. I think it's on purpose. I don't really know why. I also mentioned that adding Ray was probably going to be a sneaky tactic to change other allegations or claims, and he did. That's exactly what he did.
Did you do the comparison?
I'm doing the comparison. I didn't finish it. Because
are there changes to the substance other than just the name? There is
changes, yeah. There is changes. And Melissa even said that Preston and I have to answer by the 25th. So we have 7 days from the date he filed. So that makes it the 25th. But answer this amended complaint. So he knew that.
But you got to move to strike it because the order, he violated the order that you can't. The only changes were allowed was to replace whatever your name was being used and Ray's name was being used with the correct names, and not to add very explicit.
Well, he didn't say me as far as that amendment, but I get the changing of the names. I get it. That part I get.
Yeah, right. But my point is, he wasn't allowed to make any other changes. If he did, he violated a court order, and it's Federal Rule 60, motion to strike. Hang on.
But I did mention that I had an issue whether or not he was going to do something else.
Let's see.
Because it was like this little paragraph of Ray, and everything was Lee. He changed it from the Weeks' conspiracy, or I'm sorry, the Weeks' scheme to Lee's scheme. And
Wait,
then it was
it's not a. Wait, it's not Rule 60. Hang on.
Good night, Blondie. Oh, we reached the goal. We got to do a giveaway. Let me see. Let me get that going up there. Let's see. What should the hashtag be, guys?
Rule 41.1, local rule 41.1, Lisa.
Uh-huh.
If a party fails to comply with a court order, the court may strike a pleading.
Okay.
Or order a show cause.
Strike
So
pleading.
by this amendment violating the order, you now have the impetus and the right to bring a motion to strike under Rule 41.1. Local rule.
Okay. Got that written. I just want to go over it and make sure, because it looked like there was some things that changed other than the name. But
well, if there was, then you should file a motion to strike under local rule 41.1.
right. I will be doing that. I'm going to be looking it over, because I don't have an attorney yet. No attorneys want to take this case.
Yeah, you don't even need an attorney to file that motion. It's 2 sentences. Cite the
Yeah.
court order, show the difference in the complaint, and cite the rule.
Yeah. I figure, if I can't find an attorney, I'll be able to handle like the filings. You know what I mean? But as far as the litigation, that's what I want an attorney for, really. I figure. I'm hoping anyway, let's just say. So, we'll see. See what happens. Right now, I do not have an attorney. My hashtag may be banned. Shy lover. There's MoMagic. All right. So what else? So we're waiting on the 123.
117.
117.
Wait,
123.
isn't a response order deadline now for that?
Oh yeah, there is, right? He brought that up.
What's the? I don't even know what the deadline for that one is.
I don't know. Let me see if I can even look. It's in a new one, isn't it? It says the recent one. Oh, dang it! It's making me sign in.
Yeah, I have it too.
It was in a recent order when he said that it's no longer in a stay.
Yeah, ordered respect. Yeah, okay, I got you. Number 154.
It
won't be long. It won't be long before the second case overtakes this one in the number of filings, even before the pleadings are.
Oh, I know. You know what's funny? I didn't know I had a case manager. Right?
They could turn this into a comedy series.
Well, I called and I spoke to the case manager. She goes, "This is getting pretty big." I said, "Oh, it's going to be bigger." I said, "There's still 4 or 5 defendants that haven't even been served yet." She's like, "Oh my god."
No, it's not on that one.
So is it one? No, it's not on that one. Where does it say 117? No, it's got to be before that then. Oh, here it is. It's in 147.
Amended final scheduling order.
Plaintiff has 14 days from the date of this order to respond to defendant's motion to dismiss under 41B Doc 117. The deadline for filing motions to compel discovery was the 17th. So, 14 days from the date of this order, so 14 days from the 12th.
Well, we still got a few more days.
Mm-hmm. So that 117 is still out there. 14 days from the date of this order, respond to please.
By the way, that's 35 emails. So when they filed number 96 with 5 emails, 2 of which were nothing to do with this case, one of which was by Rich Luthman and not me, and 2 of which used the word polymop, which was the reason they were added to that motion.
Right.
There was no response ordered by any deadline before I was called on the carpet to defend Pro Hoc Vice and then make a trip to Pensacola. There was no consideration like that. It was just like immediate. Oh, wait a minute. There's a 12B1 motion out there that points out that they lied to get me to invoke to invoke jurisdiction, and that's still hanging out there. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Oh boy, I just ordered him to come down here and show cause why he shouldn't have revoked PHV. And I even said, forget about remote, forget about moving it from game, did all this stuff, and boy, I might even have jurisdiction. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, I'll just 6 weeks after that motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction has been pending. Now I'll deny it and pretend that I've given any consideration to whether they misled me in the first instance.
Okay.
What a joke. What a sick joke. But they get 2 weeks to respond to 35 emails, right?
Yeah.
That's been filed. That's been filed for 2 months. Oh, you get 2 more weeks. It's been filed for 2 months, like you haven't been preparing, but 2 more weeks, and no coming here and defending your admission to the bar. No knee jerk orders. Bring your checkbook. Nothing like that. And you got 2 weeks to respond. 35 emails. By the way, read the first paragraph of number 117 before the 35 emails.
I don't even have it open. Hold on. 117.
I mean, there's not the word. The word. This is a the phrase. This is a joke and a farce. Is a poor expression. It just doesn't do justice. A joke and a farce doesn't begin to convey how much of a joke and how much of a farce this is.
Dude, the guy's trying to sue me for $4 million, and this judge is allowing this shit to go on. I don't even know what he's trying to sue you for. This is crazy. We're already at 77 dockets. 77 files on the docket.
They're both. It's a dual farce. As soon as that motion to amend was filed and denied, there should have been a plan to immediately address and dispose of this case when it was filed that was coming. Immediately address the merits of it right away. Look at it. And what is this bullshit? Nope. Now we're 80 filings in and 10 people either sitting stressfully at home waiting to get served or running around getting served, filing motion. It is a joke and a farce.
It's crazy. Good night, Bobby.
Yeah, I hope every single defendant, is determined to take the steps necessary. Find some lawyer that isn't going to charge you an arm and a leg or is willing to do it. Every single one. I would love to see every single 10 defendants sue Randall Shockett, Jeremy Hales, Doreen Inkless, if she's working on it too.
Well, I think the ones that have been served already are probably going to.
Yeah, even the ones that haven't been served.
Just for putting their name out there.
What do you mean? You don't think that they didn't intend
In
for
claims?
Stupid Dave to be
No, I'm saying
preoccupied with this?
the fact that they didn't know. I mean, he definitely has reason. I mean, we all do. I'm just saying the fact that he hasn't been served yet. So
It's
it would be
actionable.
just
Believe me, you're already what they've done is already actionable, even though you haven't been served. Even though they haven't been served, actionable. They have causes of action. Every single one of them should sue him. Randall Shockett should be put out of business. His law firm should be put out of business.
just attaching our names to this is terrible.
Yeah.
You know, it's defaming in itself.
And believe me, it will be very simple for a professional, who does these things to locate Jeremy's assets, bank accounts, hidden things he gave and put in other names. That's all, Bush League bullshit. Once the judgments are obtained, he will pay.
Well, he's been hiding money since his divorce. I mean, he's been doing that. But he does it under business names. Then you have other business under those business names. Plus, he also had a ministry that he used. So, it's crazy. That's how he wrote shit off. It's absolutely crazy. All right, let's see how many entries do we have. Let me see. I gotta figure out a way to fix these screens. I get too many. I can't even find my mouse. Hold on. There we go.
All right, I gotta get going.
All right. Well, have a good night. Well, guys, we only have 63 entries. What's happening? Get your entries in there. Alrighty, Bruce. Well, thanks for coming on and explaining to us what that meant, because, like I said, it totally confused me.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So now we've I don't know. We'll see if there should be a reply file to it, but
well, she should.
If I were still counsel, I would file a reply to that, and I would probably file another motion for attorney fees under Section 1927 for unnecessarily causing multiplication of proceedings to respond to yet another lying motion. But they're not lawyers, so they can't do that. So attorney fee. No, actually.
Well, can't they file anything?
Oh yeah,
they just wouldn't know, unless they spoke to someone about it.
Oh, and then again, motion for sanctions in response, a reply with a motion for sanctions because of the reply had to be filed to respond to the false basis for their opposition. How many more false things can they file? Like how many more times can they file just blatantly? I mean, these aren't even like nuanced or like good faith arguments. They're just flat out lies.
Alrighty, shot lover. Well, I'm gonna check into this whole thing. Not only should it be stricken, but I think there's a. If he changed it, I mean, there should be sanctions on that too. No.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, you should file a motion to strike and for sanctions for violating the court order. All right, I got to run. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Love writing stuff. Writing all my notes down. Motion to strike and impose sanctions. Yeah. Yeah. Not only that, I mean, he's lying to the court just for about sending me the stuff and conferring with me. He's lying. Ugh, it's crazy. All right, so we got 69 entries, guys. Let's get them in there. Let's get them in there. It's 1:40. We're going to end the evening with the giveaway. Draw at least a 4. That's 4 times. So you're trying to tell me... See, okay, so people don't realize. Every time Ed tells me to draw, I'm supposed to wait more. Another minute. But I'm not going to do that tonight because I'm actually getting tired. Lisa, do you think all of these cases will go through 2026? No, not all of them. Leslie's will. Okay, Silverheart, thank you. Don't say Joe, Lisa will drag it out till next week. Now, Ed's challenging me. I said on last night on Stacy's live, I said, because he was telling Stacy to draw, I said, well, if he keeps telling me to draw, I'm going to extend it a minute every time. So, can you believe this, everyone? What say you all? This is no fun. I called you out. What can you believe what? What, Lori? What's going on with the cases or something else happened? Don't draw when people are bossy about it. Ed told Stacy not to draw. Oh, you were being a poop last night. Or shall I say this morning? Gosh, we were on late. Why was okay? I was just trying to see him reading the chat. Okay. Stacy. Yes, the kids. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. You know, but we're gonna deal with it. We got it. Oh my God, my eyes are burning. All right, so how many we got? Let's see. It was up at 6 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah. I fell right to sleep though when it was over, and I woke up at noon. But I'm still tired. Tired now. It's all insanity. Absolutely insanity. All right, so one more hashtag makes us 75. Let's go. Let's get one more. I woke up twice in the middle of the night and heard y'all still going. Yeah, it was late. It was late. Or early, depending on what's voice. I know. I'm just tired. You should have kept. Oh, it's my fault. Hey, I got in there at 2:00 or so. It was after 1. I know that. So we were up late. All Lisa's fault. I know. All right, no more hashtags. No one's gonna get any more. Or try and type them and make sure they're in there. There you go, Tammy. You must already be there. Didn't change yet. Nope, didn't change. Haha, Lisa did it. Ah, it's alright. Blame me. I'm okay. Still don't know. He went at breakfast burrito. He had a breakfast burrito. I passed out. Wait for the trolls to get in, Lisa. I went to sleep after Karen Reed verdict, woke up at 6 a.m. and Flutter, Stacy, and Lisa were up and chatting. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we were. We were on to like 6:37. I don't know, Stacy, what time did you sign off? All right, I'm just gonna draw, guys. Nobody else is hitting them hashtags. All right. Oh, somebody did. There's now 75. We got 75 entries. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, maybe it's 76. 76. All right, you got in there. We outside. 6-ish, yeah. Pamela, get in there. Yep, Pamela made it. Lori J. Don't draw. Why? Draw, Lisa. It was 11 for you. Wait. Are you purposely saying the opposite? Is that what it is? So I don't extend it? We're at 77. Yeah, guys, hit those thumbs up. $78. Hold, please. All right, here we go. We got 78. I am going to draw right about, if I can find my mouse. My mouse somehow disappears between the two screens. And it's all on white on white, so it's hard to see. We're drawing. We're drawing. We're drawing. Here we go. Boom. Oh my God. I'm too tired to even say the name. It's going so fast. Gatorade, Nine Chins, Tammy, Mary Smith, JC, Hal L. Nice, Hal. Congratulations. Hal got it. Whoop, whoop. I think you already have one going out too. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I think that or you already got one. We'll see. Hello. Congratulations. You guys are awesome. Congrats, Hal. Got lots of amber going in these surprise packages. I don't know who's getting what yet, but it's all getting mailed out. I haven't gotten any more pee pads, guys, just letting you know. So, wig drawn too soon. You guys are funny. Oh my gosh, let me see. Alright, so we set that and we change to that. Oh, let's see. You can't see it. Hold on. Can't see it with me in the middle. Let's see. There you go. There's your couch. Please join us in the losers pool for fun. Oh my gosh, guys. I don't know if you can hear. I sound so tired, don't I? Send some of Gabe's candy wrappers. Oh my gosh, you should see. He just emptied his garbage pail next to his bed on his side by the nightstand. And I was like, oh my goodness. It's all Pop Rocks. All Pop Rocks. Like, dang, dude. I don't notice it because I go in there late. He's always sleeping. So, like, he's hanging out and falling asleep. Next thing I know, like, not even a week goes by, and I go to take out, because I change, like, because we rarely have garbage at our nightstands, you know. I always had one, but mine gets filled a lot because he always throws his in mine because he didn't have one. So, I got him one, and he has just started using it. And so I go in there, what was it, yesterday morning? And I had to take the garbage out, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's all Pop Rocks. All Pop Rocks. Oh, thank God. So glad I gave him garbage over there. Because sometimes I'll miss, and I'll go to get in bed, because, you know, it's like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning when I get off here, and I'll go and get in bed, and I'll be like, a bag of Pop Rocks or something on the bed, or... It's funny. He likes we have a nice king size bed, and he spreads out everything. So like right now, like when I get off here and I go to sleep, his phone is gonna be in my spot, his glasses will be in my spot, The charger will be over across my spot. The dog will be laying like kind of in my spot. And when I get in there, she always jumps off the bed. Because she knows she's not supposed to be on the bed. But like, so I have to like move all his stuff. He like uses my area as like with like a night area. So he's got spots on both sides of him that he puts all his stuff, the nightstand and then my side. And I have to clean up his mess. I think he does it on purpose. It's like, oh, fine. You're not going to be here. You're going to be live. Fine. I'm just going to mess up your spot. So when you get in here, you're going to have to clean it all up before you go to sleep. I do. I think he does that on purpose. Just to be a butt. He's just a guy. You know? So, anyhow. But yeah, he does eat a lot of candy. He really does. He loves it, though. Loves them Pop Rocks. Good night, Pubs. Alrighty, guys. So, congratulations, Hal. Thank you all for hanging out, as usual, and supporting the channel and us. And, guys, you just are so amazing. And I hope you guys know that. And I just want you guys to know I send prayers out to you guys all the time. And even though you think you don't need them, and you do. Everybody does, you know? But we got some special people out there who could use extra prayers and stuff. And so we could always throw them out. Definitely go and check out our mods channels. Oh, you're early. Wait, you're early, Flutter. But definitely go and check out our mods channels and support them and get crap work as usual. You guys support crap. Yes, prayers to whoever needs them. I will be back here. If there's any kind of news, I'll be back tomorrow. Otherwise, it's Get Swamped tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I'll see you guys over there. But I will be back Saturday at 10. And I think Tori will be live Saturday afternoon as well. But yeah, so I hope you have a great start to your weekend. But you don't see me, I will see you on Saturday. So thank you all. Thank you so much. Yes, Mod Squad rules. The Mod Squad is awesome. Have a great night, guys. Or good morning. Bye. 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 Ta-ta. Now, Flutter. Now you do it. There you go.